It's round 2 in Watertown as the Prowlers play their final game before a break and try and come away with a 6-point sweep. Good evening, everybody. Will Wiggleman here with you at Watertown Municipal Arena in Watertown, New York. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. We want to first apologize for the post-game show getting cut off last night. Our internet was unplugged by the kind folks here in Watertown Municipal Arena and Steve Weed Productions, but hopefully that won't happen tonight. We are live on the air right now, so appreciate you all tuning in to us tonight. And last night, we got to see a great game. It was tied up late, but a half-court heave from Brian Parsons turned out to be the game winner in a 3-2 Prowlers win. Now, Prowlers Associate Head Coach Chris Paulin said that there is a lot to work on and a lot that can be improved from last night's game. This is the last chance for the Prowlers to show their best before they have a week off next week, and in 2 weeks, they'll face off against the two-time defending champs. We'll have much more coming up for you on the pregame show next. You're watching Port Huron Prowlers Hockey on the PHP Network.
Welcome to the new era of Prowlers Hockey. New owner, new store, new horn, fire, projectors on the ice. Yeah, this isn't your dad's McMorrin experience. This is Prowlers Hockey. Get your tickets for the show now at phprowlers.com/tickets.
Keep up with your Prowlers all season long on social media. Follow us on Facebook at the Port Huron Prowlers, Instagram at PHProwlers, and Twitter at PHProwlers. And you can find more information on our website, phprowlers.com.
We're on Prowlers Hockey, presented by Proper Shot. We're on Prowlers. Back here in Watertown, New York, Will Wiggleman here with you on the PHP Network. Thanks so much for joining us for this one, the final game of the weekend between the Prowlers and the Wolves. Prowlers, of course, took last night's game by a score of 3-2. It was not without some controversy, and we have some extra explanation on that controversy for you as well, courtesy of referee William Lyons and Justin Crawford. Now, what you're seeing here is the replay of Vinny DeCumbis' goal in the second period. Is a 1-1 game at this point. You see the net gets knocked off, and DeCumbis puts the puck in the net. It was very briefly reviewed, but it held up as a good goal. Now, the refereeing crew, Lyons and Crawford, actually came up to me earlier this evening here at the rink, and they were able to give me a further explanation, and they have sent me screenshots of the sections of the rule book that were cited when that goal was held up. So I'm going to give you all that information that I've been given. Now, the first part of this is important and it's about the goalpost being displaced and the net being displaced. When it's displaced deliberately by a defending team and therefore preventing a goal by the attacking team, referee will award a goal. And if the goal frame is considered to be displaced, and that definition of that is if one or both goal pegs are no longer in their holes on the ice or net has come off. So we have cleared that, yes, the net did come off. At least one of the pegs was out. It was clearly displaced, so that no controversy about that. We do know that. Now, the second part about this, you are allowed to award a goal if you're a referee in one of these situations, whether if the post or the net is deliberately displaced or accidentally by a defending player prior to the puck crossing the goal line between the normal position of the goalpost. That's Rule 63.7. Now, in order to award a goal in this situation, the goalpost must have been displaced by the actions of a defending player. The attacking player must have an imminent scoring opportunity prior to the goalpost being displaced and must be determined that the puck would have entered the net between a normal position of the goalpost. Now, I think we see that there. If we can see that again from Aiden's angle, you'll see Alex Johnson get pushed into the net by Roger Powers, the Wolves defenseman. That means the action was by the Wolves defenseman who pushed the net off, and Vinny DeCumbis was right in front of the net with an imminent scoring chance. So that checks both of those boxes for a goal to be awarded in that situation. And then the extra part about this coming from Dave Jackson and Paul Jean, the head of player safety and the head of referees in the FPHL. One final piece of this: if the net is tipped to an extent that the shot is unable to enter the net, as a result, the referee may award a goal. If, in his opinion, the puck would have entered the net had been in its normal position, that may have also played a role here. But again, the important part about this, and the reason it was called a goal, was because it was one, pushed off by the action of a defending player from the Watertown Wolves, that being Roger Powers when he pushed Alex Johnson into the net, and the player in front, Vincent DeCumbis, had an imminent scoring opportunity, and the puck would have gone in had the net not been displaced. So that is why that was awarded a goal, and the Prowlers would go on to take the 2-1 lead. Then we move on to the third period. Move on to the third period here. Hang on one second. It looks like our replay is frozen on here. Trying to work on that, but as the game continued, the Wolves would eventually, there we go, Wolves would eventually tie the game, and then in the third period, Brian Parsons, here's the tying goal by Watertown, a power play goal, and just something that the Wolves do so well, moving the puck around, moving themselves around. Stephen Klink to FM Michigan. But then in the final minutes of that game, we got one of the weirder goals that you will see from Brian Parsons. Off a face-off from the red line, your classic half-court heave. That puck bounced on the ice right at about the hash marks, bounced over Brendan Colgan's shoulder, and went into the net. There you see it go over Colgan's shoulder. I mean, just a bizarre goal, but that went down as the game winner, as the Prowlers took it by a final of 3-2. And Parsons added an assist to his goal. Meanwhile, Brendan Colgan made 32 saves for Watertown, but again, couldn't make that one. Bailey Huber, the birthday boy today, as Huber celebrates his 25th birthday today, and he got the win last night after 22 saves. Take a look at the standings here in the Empire Division, as Prowlers did gain points on the Topeka Scarecrows. They're now up 8 on Topeka, as the Scarecrows lost at home to the Indiana Sentinels last night. So that's important for Port Huron in that race for second place. Bobcats beat the Hat-Tricks, so now they've extended their lead on fourth place to a 6-point advantage there for the final playoff spot in the Empire Division. Let's take a look at some players to watch for tonight's game. We'll start with Watertown, who has a new face on the ice. Ocean Eklund, who has played 6 games with the Indiana Sentinels this season, was signed earlier today. He was released by the Sentinels on November the 6th, has spent the rest of this season so far in Czech's third division. You see the numbers there for Eklund. He'll be wearing number 44 in red tonight. For the Prowlers, their goaltender is red hot right now. Reed Cooper trying to help his team get the sweep over his last 8 starts. He is giving up under 2 goals per game, a .943 save percentage on a 7-1-0 record. He's given up 3 goals just once in that time frame. Cooper, the only change in the Prowlers lineup this evening. The forward line staying the same. The defense pairing staying the same as well. Still 11 forwards and 5 defensemen tonight, but it is Cooper taking the reins between the pipes. We'll see if he can get the W, just like his goalie partner Bailey Huber did last night. Again, Huber with 22 saves in the victory for the Prowlers. Well, the Prowlers and Meyer are combining for the Goals for Good program. For every goal the Prowlers score this season, Meyer will donate money to help deliver meals to hungry families in our community. So far this season, the Prowlers and Meyer have helped deliver 6,300 meals to families in need in our community. Again, a great initiative that the Prowlers and Meyer have been able to start this season. We will be dropping the puck here shortly as the Wolves announcing their starting lineup. We have yet to find out if it will be Brendan Colgan going back again for the Watertown Wolves, or if it will be Matt Lenz who gets the call between the pipes tonight. No, we will have the numbers and our goaltending matchup for you, presented by Harrison Metal Fab, coming up after the national anthem. The Prowlers trying to stay red hot. This is their final game for a couple of weeks. Next game will be on February the 13th, Star Wars night at McMorran Place against the Binghamton Black Bears, who have struggled by their standards over these past couple of weeks. Now that should be an interesting matchup. You can get your tickets at phprowlers.com/tickets. Again, that is Star Wars night, specialty jerseys, cool effects on the ice, and much more. So get your tickets, phprowlers.com/tickets, and you will have to be in the arena if you want to get one of those specialty Star Wars themed jerseys during the post-game jersey auction. Well, we will take you down to ice level now for tonight's national anthem from Watertown.
Head coach of the Watertown Wolves, Justin Koshka. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we ask that you please rise and remove your caps. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome back Lydia Schapzer-Benenson with the singing of our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, all the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
That is the national anthem tonight from Watertown. Prowlers and Wolves getting set for some Saturday night action in upstate New York. Fans starting a "Let's Go Wolves" chant before the opening drop of the puck. Let's give you our starting lineup presented by Orthopedic Associates for the visiting Port Huron Prowlers. A bit of a mixed line to begin tonight's game. Luke James, Brett Morick, and Bobby Price up front. Ben Brockway and Brian Parsons will be the first defense pairing, and Reed Cooper is between the pipes. It will indeed be Reed Cooper and Matt Lenz, the two other goaltenders that we didn't see last night, going at it here tonight. Lenz trying to snap a 3-start losing skid acquired from the Blue Ridge Bobcats in exchange for Anton Borodkin back in October. Did not play a game for the Bobcats. We'll see if we get any shenanigans off this opening face-off. It's like Brett Morrick and Quinn Shevers are getting into it a little bit on the near side wing. Puck is down and we're playing hockey here in Watertown. Prowlers and Wolves getting after it. Here comes Chris Corrigan with Shevers, and Corrigan couldn't get the puck deep. Parsons chasing after it, his own net as Price took a hard run at Corrigan and got taps from his bench. Parsons knocked down as he swung that puck ahead, goes all the way down for an icing.
Ladies and gentlemen, on your scorecards tonight, here are tonight's scratches. First for Port Huron.
Well, face-off will come all the way down to the Prowlers' end.
Scorecards tonight, scratch number 4, Jake Schultz, and number 17, Adam Zimmerman. Those are your scratches for the
They just are announcing these scratches for the Wolves. Jake Schultz out again tonight. Adam Zimmerman has been taken out of the lineup. 21-year-old former Twin City Thunderbird. The face-off between Luke James and FM Michigan. Actually, Brett Morrick will go back and take it against Michigan. Looked like Morrick was thrown out of the draw for a moment. As Price trying to tip the puck by Ocean Eklund, number 44, the new signing for the Watertown Wolves. Joined the team today. He split this season so far between the Indiana Sentinels and the Czech 3rd Division. Last played for Indiana in early November. Here's Johnson giving it off to Matt Graham. Turned it on net, and Lenz with a good first save. Eklund had it taken away by Hakala. Behind the net, Lockney swept it out. Favaro's shot may have hit Graham on the way through. Wrap back around this side, waiting for it, Igor Filipov. Goes off the boards, kept in by Favaro with his glove. Now Filipov on the second opportunity, got it out of the zone, but he missed Klink on the pass. Johnson back for it. Throws it all the way up to the red line, taken by Cole Ouellette, number 2. Former member of the Baton Rouge Zydeco. Ouellette gets it deep in Prowler territory. Centering feed, poked away by Bucell. Trevor Newman gets the puck back down low. Brad Reiter working up the half wall to the point. Ouellette walks the line. Reiter wristed through. Good block by Matt Gellerman. Puck put out in front, still loose, as nobody on the Prowlers was able to touch it. They get it out before it's banged right back in by the veteran Dustin Henning. Johnson slides it to Blake Anderson. Now to Price, working on Henning. Price dangles through. Price to the net, and Lenz got the pad down, and he covers up.
fans. Make sure you have tonight's lucky program.
Bobby Price riding a 3-game goal-scoring streak. Had a good opportunity there as he dangled in. Matt Lenz able to make the save, stayed down low. Price tried to slide it along the ice on Lenz's glove side. Face off, one back by Corrigan. Ian McDonald harassed by Anderson. Corrigan just chips it off the boards all the way down, and no icing here. Corrigan wraps it ahead. Parsons around for Anderson. Try to pop it out to a teammate. Now it's Organ. Indirect feed looking towards Price. Powers goes across to Dabari. Ian McDonald looking ahead. Gave it up to Corrigan. Into the offensive zone, but he was poked from behind by DeCumbus. Oregon hangs out behind his own net. 3 minutes gone in period one. Prowlers and Wolves still searching for the game's first goal. Only one shot on net credited, and that was on the Bobby Price breakaway opportunity. Partial breakaway, I should say, as Oregon sends it up the boards in Hakala's direction. He tips it out, and back for it is Eklund. Rims it just through Klink. Michigan gets to it on the other side. Hakela interrupted a pass, but here comes Klink. Working in, outside try, he fanned on it. Completely missed the puck. Johnson was knocked down. Filipov took a hit from Alex Johnson. Klink hands it off. Eklund walking in, shot stopped, rebound. Eklund behind the net. Turnaround try off of Cooper's glove. Bodies flying everywhere away from the puck as the Prowlers clear their zone, and they'll get a change. Eklund quickly ahead. Chernyuk gets it back from Mishkin. Tipped in by Klink. Cooper stops it, and it's Ben Brockway. Got it to Bazal. Try to slide ahead. Gellerman with it in the offensive zone. Had his pocket picked by Bencic. Around the net. Reverse back for Mishkin. Now it's Ouellette. Able to toss it in, but did so from his own side of center. I heard an icing call for a moment, but it was waved off. Ouellette centered. Newman, a shot and a glove save by Cooper, and he's got it. Plenty of action in the early going. Not too many whistles, but we get one here in a defensive zone draw coming for the Prowlers. And you see the first save of the night for Reed Cooper. Off this face-off, Ouellette pinches in. Sent it on from a sharp angle. Cooper with the pillows able to make the save. Price hits the red line. Fed it off to Anderson. Wheeling in, his shot stopped by Lenz. Tossed out by Newman, glove down. Bencic gets to it at the red line and sends it deep. Favaro, reverse around, chased by Organ. Got to Price. Across to Favaro at the red line. Cross corner dump. Prowlers making a change. Powers back for it. Powers lost the handle momentarily. Ran into Morick as he passed it along to Reiter. Brockway gets it back up towards the Wolves zone. McDonald regroups. All the way up to Shevers, who tips it deep. Corrigan hustling after it along with Brockway. Those two cancel out. Parsons able to slide it ahead towards Bazal, taken back by the Wolves. Shevers shot off the back glass. Dabari trying to slip through. McDonald able to keep it in, flings it on net, save Cooper, and he's able to cover up. That one bounced in on Reed Cooper. Much more difficult save than it looked, and Parsons is having words and exchanging a couple of punches with a Wolf over there in the far corner. Linesman in there to sort them out. Bill Lyons and Justin Crawford are the referees. Linesmen are Will Fennon and Steve Cook tonight. They finally pry them free. I see it was Chase Dabari over there battling with Brian Parsons. We'll take a timeout. Still scoreless here in Watertown, and things are not done over by the benches.
This isn't working. LJ, pass me those flyers. No look behind the back pass. It's a whole play. LJ, come on. Gap up. Close the gap. Close the gap. What are we saying? This isn't working. We need a shift change. Let's bring in the professionals.
Hello, I'm home.
There he is.
What is happening?
Relax. We won. They brought back the snack wrap. Spicy or ranch?
Spicy.
Yeah, go. Yeah. Just one little bite.
Can you stop?
Oh, sorry.
Gather your crew. The snack wrap is back.
Back here in Watertown, still scoreless between the Prowlers and the Wolves. During that TV timeout, you see it there. Lots of barking and jawing, and the linesmen having to separate both teams. Right there at the red line between the benches, Quinn Shevers, Luke James, Chase DeBari all involved. We'll get the face-off deep in Prowler territory. Tied up at the dot. Tecumseh able to sweep it over to the boards. Favaro for Anderson. On to Bobby Price. Bounces it in deep. Tecumseh and Eklund after it. Filipov kept it moving for Cherniak. Long lead pass cut off by Favaro. He dumps it back in. Eklund chased out by Anderson. Tried to step around Price, who threw the body into him. Anderson beats Eklund to the puck. Those two ride into the boards together. Tecumseh up high to Favaro. Takes a look towards the net, sends it back down low. Centering feed by Anderson, nobody home. Price was heading off for a change. There's Mishkin. Drops it off. Filipov shot off a stick and up out of play. I think Lucas Lockney got his twig on that opportunity. We'll get another face-off all the way down in the Prowlers' end. Early shots favoring the Wolves, 3-2. And we'll see if any of this nastiness starts to boil over as this game moves along. Shot from the line by Ouellette, tipped out of play by the paddle of Reed Cooper. In case you missed the pregame show, Cooper coming in as one of the hottest goaltenders as of late. 7-1 over his last 8 starts. He's allowed 3 goals just once in that time frame. That was his only loss. He's giving up fewer than 2 goals per game in that time. Tim Morgan had his stick snap on him before that face-off, so that's the reason for the delay. Here's a new twig. And we're back to the action. Newman steps off the boards. Prowlers take over the puck. Lockney gave it away to Ouellette. Brockway gets to it first behind his net. He chips it up out of play into the Prowler bench. And another face-off coming in Port Huron's end. So after only about a whistle or two in the first 5 minutes of this game, starting to get a little choppier with the whistles. Shots on goal still say 3-2 here in the arena. This one doesn't get all the way through. It's blocked. Ryder missed Henning as he tried to bounce it back to him. Henning chased down by Bazal. Loose puck grabbed by Brad Ryder. Slipped it ahead right up the middle. Bazal trying to get back on it. Bucell comes back for the puck. He wheels right back in. Bucell slams on the brakes. Backhanded up top. Johnson in the middle towards Gellerman. Puck just went off his stick. Bazal, indirect feed up high. Johnson lets it go. A soft wrister that's sticked away by Lenz. Gellerman battling with Henning. Ryder comes up with the puck. Ouellette, headman feed on to Bencic. Oregon defending him. Bencic turns back. Fed it to the middle, but right on Blake Anderson's stick. Anderson chased by DeBari. And he lost it to Chase DeBari. Right on the backhand, gloved and held by Reed Cooper. And then DeBari took down Brian Parsons. And it's heating right back up. We have a whole pile. Quinn Shevers grabbing at somebody. I think that's Blake Anderson. Vinny Tecumseh trying to get Shevers off of him. Now Parsons going right back after DeBari. Parsons is dropping the mitts. Parsons swinging around DeBari. Swings him into the boards. Parsons is yet to throw a punch. Now he throws an uppercut. Couple of overhand rights. Linesman letting them go as Parsons drags down Chase DeBari. Parsons says what's up to some of the Wolves fans on his way to the box. Scored the game-winning goal last night. Chase Tabari is being escorted over to the dressing room. Let's go back to what started all this. They came together right as that play ended. And you know what? I wonder if we're getting something similar with the jersey not being strapped down. Maybe that's why Tabari got kicked out, though it looks like it's strapped down there. So maybe Tabari didn't get kicked out. Maybe he had to go to the dressing room for repairs. Either way, Ryan Parsons will get a visit from Prowlers trainer Bridget Smith, who's going to take a look at his hand. Dustin Henning, the Wolves captain, Jamie Bucell, Prowlers alternate captain, representing their squads at the scorer's table. Now getting the explanation from Bill Lyons, the referee. Nothing has come down yet on my penalty sheet, except 5 minutes for fighting for Brian Parsons. Nothing is up on the board yet here in Watertown. But you can see this one coming as those two came together earlier on in this period. And then you see them go back after it again on our Elite Electric replay. Fireworks early here in the Munger Physical Therapy first period. Still searching for the game's first goal. Take another look at the scrap here. Parsons swinging Tabari around, and then eventually Brian Parsons was able to get the right hand free, throw a couple of punches. Wonder if the discussion is around if Chase Tabari ever dropped his gloves. Oh, the PA announcer has just announced that they are looking at a potential major spearing penalty against Watertown. They did not say who it was, but maybe somewhere in that pile before Tabari and Parsons pulled away. Both referees are in the box right now taking a look. Let's see if we can see it here. I don't know if it's there. Maybe as everyone came together and maybe somewhere deep in that pile, there's a spear. Probably not one there. Of course, they were already separated at that point, no sticks, but let's see if our crew can give me one more look at that so I can try and see if I can see it. I don't see it there. I might be looking for the wrong player here, although it was Tabari who left the ice. I mean, it's a whole mishmash of players in there, so tough to see. Obviously, the referees were right there, and they had a better view than I did. I am like very close to the scorer's table, but I can't see over their shoulders to see exactly what they're looking at. I'm doing my best. I can't see exactly what they're looking at. This continues to be a long review. Let's see if we get a better look from Aiden Vision here. No spear there as they just came together. Fans in front of me trying to start the wave. I mean, now it's just a whole mess of sticks, gloves, and bodies. They continue to review here, and again, I am unsure of exactly the moment where the spear came. I didn't see it on our replays, but this has been a very lengthy review. And it continues. Bill Lyons and Justin Crawford still looking at the scorer's table. I do want to give those two a shout out because before tonight's game, in case you missed our pregame show, they came up to me and they gave me a full explanation on Vincent DeCumbus's goal from last night. Oh, there's the Watertown Wolves mascot hanging out with Aiden. They gave me a full explanation on Vinny DeCumbus's goal last night. Even sent me screenshots so that I could fully explain it to the viewers at home during our pregame show earlier this evening. So I appreciate them for that. Explanations being given now to the captains and the official score. Based on Dustin Henning's body language, I don't think this is good for Watertown. .11:36 left to go in period one. Looks like Jamie Bussell held up 4 fingers as he went back to the bench. Nothing has gone up on the board yet, but this will affect on-ice manpower. Tyler Delina is going to serve a penalty here. Delina, in just his 3rd game of the year with Watertown, played 1 game last season, which was his first since the 21-22 season. 2022 Commissioner's Cup champion with Watertown. Let's take a look one last time. We have 4-on-4 hockey. There's 5 minutes over on Chase Tabari's side. So he's done. He looks like he got a match penalty for spearing. 2 minutes to Brian Parsons. Let's see if they wrote anything down. They have not written anything down officially on my sheet. But this will be 4-on-4 for 2 minutes and then a 3-minute Prowlers power play. So Parsons gets 2 for slashing and 5 for fighting as they're announcing it here in the building. Well, so they say due to inconclusive video replay, the call on the ice of a spear stands. So he's out of the game. So he gets 5 for fighting and the spearing game misconduct, which I believe might go down as a match penalty. But either way, 5 minutes on the board for Dabari plus the 5 for fighting. And again, he's done for the game. So now I feel a little bit less dumb for not being able to see it on video because they do rule as inconclusive evidence, so they just go with the call on the ice. And the referees had a great look at it. They were right next to the pile. Here's Favaro walking in and a save made by Lenz. Favaro trying to control that puck. Instead, Michigan able to. And up comes Cherniak. About a minute from now, Parsons will step out of the box, and the Prowlers will have a 3-minute power play. And because that's a major penalty, they'll be able to score as many times as they can. And the Wolves will have to be shorthanded the full 3 minutes. The shot by Bencic goes wide. Powers working down deep, harassed by Anderson, left the puck behind the net. Klink and Brockway battling together, and Nick Favaro comes in to take the puck. Cherniak got it to Bencic. Klink couldn't handle the pass. The Wolves had a mini 2-on-1 down low as the Prowlers couldn't get the puck out, and they started moving up ice. Klink gets it back from Cherniak, surrounded as he enters the offensive zone. His shot off a stick and up out of play. 18 seconds until, Parsons is not coming out of the box. Arttu Heikkila will be coming out of the penalty box, and I assume the rest of his power play unit will be on the ice for that. Let's take a timeout. I think my brain needs a timeout after all that. And we'll have a Prowlers power play at some point coming up when we come back here on the PHP Network.
Hey guys, what's going on?
Hi guys, we just stopped at Industrial Park Marathon to get some fuel and some snacks before the Prowlers game at McMorran.
Nice. Yeah, we just stopped by here at Industrial Park Marathon so I can get a Slurpee before the game.
Wait till after the game. If the Prowlers score 3 or more goals, Slurpees will be free.
Thanks for the info. I'm going to get my Slurpee after, but we'll see you at the Prowlers game.
See you at the game. Go Prowlers!
Back here in Watertown, I have all the penalties listed on my sheet. I'll give them to you now. So Brian Parsons and Chase DeBari each get 5 minutes for fighting. Parsons got 2 for slashing. DeBari got a match penalty for spearing and an unsportsmanlike conduct, game misconduct. So about 20 penalty minutes for Chase DeBari on that one play. His night is over. This puck goes up over the glass, out of play. And in 10 seconds, we will see a Prowlers man advantage. They send out Graham, Lockney, Johnson, and Organ. And Hakela will be the one who steps out of the box in 10 seconds. He's serving the 2 for Parsons. Johnson takes control in the corner, reverses back for Organ. Hakela out of the box, and it's a Prowlers power play for the next 3 minutes. Again, they can score as many times as they want. This penalty will not expire with a goal because it is a major penalty. Lucas Lockney trying to set things up from the corner. Steps up the wall to the point to Organ. Walks the line. Got it down low in front, and Hakela swung and missed as Graham tapped it to him. Graham gets back on the puck. Up high to Johnson. Walks the blue line. Back to Graham. Takes a look. Got it back to Johnson. Organ faked the one-timer. Now Lockney looking towards the net. Go back up. Lockney trying to find a lane. Up high Johnson. Steps in. Got it down to Graham. One-timer. Hakela off a stick. And up out of play. 2:07 left to go on the major power play for the Prowlers. I got a couple of opportunities. R2 Hakela did get 2 chances. Second one off a stick and up out of play. They'll switch units. Bucell swings it back to the point. Anderson had to play it away. He had 2 Wolves on him. And now Trevor Newman will try something shorthanded. Got it back to Benchich, who's just interested in wasting time. McDonald goes to Henning. He takes a look and saucers it all the way down. Favaro up to Bazal. Back to Nick Favaro. Prowlers going backwards on this power play. Anderson looking to turn up ice. Bazal couldn't complete a pass with Anderson. Benchich clears it down. Prowlers have yet to get a shot on goal in this power play. On the right wing side, it's Bucell. Turning back. Bucell down to Price. Minute 10 left on the Prowlers man advantage. Favaro floats it through and missed. And I don't know if Lenz even saw that as it came through. Good stick by Ryder as the puck escapes the Wolves' end. Favaro starting it up again. Johnson swung it up to Graham. Now Lockney steps in, he shoots, and a blocker save made by Lenz. Chernyuk gets the puck behind the net, and he clears down. 35 seconds left on this Prowlers power play. They had 3 minutes of man advantage time. Johnson or Lockney, and that pass wasn't completed cleanly. And it's cleared down once more. One last opportunity for the man advantage. Lockney couldn't bring in that feed. And one last clear for Watertown. Delina up in the penalty box, getting set to step out. So the Wolves kill off the full 3 minutes. Prowlers only get one shot on net during that time. As Lenz plays away from Gellerman. Moore trying to sweep it in front before Lenz could get back to the crease. And the puck goes up out of play. Looking for an edge in your game? Check out Top Cheese Hockey Wax, the official wax of the Port Huron Prowlers. Find it in the Prowlers team store or online at topcheesehockeywax.com. Use code Prowlers15 for 15% off your online order. Luke James taps the puck back to Ben Brockway off this face-off. Morick collects it down deep, trying to push through. Loose puck grabbed by James. Trying to send it out in front. Filipov chasing after it, muscled off by James. And now a penalty coming up. Holding is the signal against Luke James. And the Prowlers will go shorthanded. I think James was telling the referee he was just holding off Filipov and wasn't holding on to him. He was just using his arm to muscle off Filipov, but that explanation didn't work. The Prowlers go short-handed for the first time in this game. Wolves were 1 for 3 last night on the power play, getting a third period goal from FM Michigan. That tied the game at 2 at that point. Michigan has the puck now, starting up the right wing side. They'll drop it back for Klink. Klink over towards Benchich, out of his reach. Bavaro comes back to grab it. He wires it up the glass and all the way down. Lenz leaves it for Cherniak. Cherniak able to get around Price into the offensive zone. Filipov stick handling, lost the handle, puck sliding towards the net. Johnson takes it and he floats it all the way down. Port Huron getting 4 fresh killers out as Klink wheels ahead. Klink bounces it back to himself, sent it all the way across the ice to Filipov. Up high, Cherniak gave it back to Klink. Down low, Michigan, Klink, one-timer from long range, didn't get all the way through, and the Prowlers get another clear. Quickly ahead it goes, Klink working in, trying to get to Filipov, good stick lift from Matt Graham off the bench as the Wolves tried to catch the Prowlers in a change. We talked about last night how much the Wolves like to run and gun and stretch the ice, and Matt Lenz did it there. Brendan Colgan did a couple of times last night as well. Here's Klink firing up the left wing side. Klink with a shot over top of the net. Ryder takes a hit from Hakala. Those two continue to battle. Final seconds ticking off of James's penalty as it's tossed just out of the zone. And James steps out of the box, both teams back to full strength. Chris Corrigan's getting a penalty here. Slashing is the signal. And now the Prowlers will go a man up. Actually, it's Trevor Newman, pardon me, who has to sit for 2. Plenty of special teams play in this opening period. We'll get some more when we come back right here on the PHP Network.
Yeah, I don't know about this one, fellas.
Boys, we don't overcome adversity by backing down. But yeah, I don't know about this one.
That's reassuring.
We're so screwed.
All right, boys, here's the game plan. LJ, you start with bananas. B-Way.
Wait, why do I have to do the bananas?
Because you're the softest on the team.
I don't want the bananas.
This thing is gonna melt. We gotta hurry up.
I won't do it.
Okay, both of you. I will do the bananas and the whipped cream. Fets, please continue.
Who's paying for this anyway?
I am. I just bought my tickets for the Prowlers game this weekend, and the Milk House gave me 25% off my order.
Fets, why'd you buy the tickets? You're literally on the team.
for the discount.
So are you all ready to give it a try?
Oh, we're ready.
It's true. Get 25% off your entire order at the Milk House, October through April. Simply show your ticket stubs at checkout and enjoy your discounted treat.
Keep up with your Prowlers all season long on social media. Follow us on Facebook at the Port Huron Prowlers, Instagram at PH Prowlers, and Twitter at PH Prowlers. And you can find more information on our website, phprowlers.com.
Back here in Watertown, hey, there are a couple of Prowlers fans sitting up there in the top row here in Watertown Municipal Arena. Made the trip out this weekend, got to see a win last night. Maybe they get to see another win here tonight. Hoping to see a Prowlers power play goal as they head to their second man advantage of the night. If you can't be in the building, the second best place to watch a Prowlers road game is at Wings Etc. I've heard that the watch party is packed, so shout out to everyone hanging out there at Wings Etc. tonight. I hear that they are going to be doing a drawing for a Prowlers jersey later on that evening, so don't leave early. Always a fun night at the watch parties at Wings Etc. My only regret being the play-by-play broadcasters, I don't get to go to the parties. This one whistled down as it was deflected by a high stick of the Prowler. I believe that was Bazal right in front. So the face-off will come outside of the Watertown end. But whether you're watching from here in Watertown in the arena, back in Port Huron, Florida, or anywhere else around the country or the world, thank you so much for tuning in with us tonight. Connor Bazal steps in, drops it back to Favaro, across the line. Anderson has to get back to it, got it down to Price. Twisting and turning in the corner, up high Favaro, down to Bucell. Favaro once more, watched by Klink. Bucell claps it across. Anderson recollects. Around behind the net, tried to center out in front, came back to him. Now it gets in front of the net, pinballing around. Benčić able to find it, and Favaro keeps the puck in at the line. Anderson taken out by Klink, or they say Klink taken out by Anderson, as they blow it dead, arm up in the air for a penalty. And I think this might negate the rest of the Prowlers power play. It will. So they are taking Blake Anderson here for interference. See, those two had a chat following that. So we'll get 4-on-4 for minute 5 and then a 55-second Watertown power play. Feels like we've spent more of this period in 4-on-4 or 5-on-4 than we have 5-on-5. Face off, one back by James Parsons. Over to Organ. Floats it across. James had to come back for it. Juggled it up in the air. Olet over to Filipov. Filipov couldn't dance through Organ. James trying to move the puck ahead to DeCumbis. And now James has it. 1-on-2. DeCumbis hustling up to join him. DeCumbis tried to return feed to James off a Watertown stick. Filipov got it to Cherniak, who skates up slowly. Over to Filipov. Dropped it back. Cherniak. Mishkin. Cherniak again. Back to Mishkin once more. Fed it down low. Off the post. It wouldn't go. It slid right across the goal line. Filipov got a touch on it, and the puck slid right across the goal line, hit both posts, but did not go in. Prowlers with a chance, but Henning able to poke it off of Lockney's stick. This is now a Watertown power play, 50 seconds left to go on it. Klink couldn't toe drag as he forgot the puck. Now we'll pass it off to Newman, who'll try to bounce it in deep. Came right back to him. Olet has to chase. Float pass, got to Henning, trying to turn the corner. Hakala harasses him, and he gets it back to Alex Johnson, who fires at the length of the ice. Under 90 seconds left to go in period one. Still scoreless here in Watertown. 15 seconds to go on Blake Anderson's penalty. Klink waits for the dump on the near side boards. Newman let it go through. Bucell got to it first behind the net. Bencic digging away. Anderson out of the box. One-timer McDonald stopped by Cooper, and he leaves no rebound.
Official medical team of your Watertown Wolves, keeping our players in the game.
We take another look at this opportunity. Right off the near post. Slid right through the crease. And it stayed out. Stick around for the first intermission report here on the PHP Network. Take a look back at our most recent coaches show with Vinny DeCumbis. Also take a look at some storylines from around the league, out-of-town scores, and much more. It's all coming up right here on the PHP Network. Matt Graham back for Brockway. Johnson gets the red line, fires it in. Hakela, first one at the dump. Now Powers kept it moving up the boards. Johnson pinched in to keep it alive. 35 seconds to go in the period as Hakela works behind the net. Up to Johnson, but couldn't get to him cleanly. Prowlers have to exit the zone. Here's Powers. Filipov has Klink with him. Brockway able to get it to Lockney. 20 seconds left to go. One last rush report here on. Lockney slows up, sent it towards the net. Graham grabs it. Johnson with a look, sent it down low, looking for Lockney's stick. That didn't work. Powers just gets it out. He's run over by Blake Anderson. And then Anderson taken out by Michigan behind the play. Penalty coming up against FM Michigan with 2 seconds to go in the Munger Physical Therapy first period. A hard hit in the near side corner as Anderson lowered the boom on Roger Powers, and then Michigan went right after Anderson. It was a clean shoulder check from Blake Anderson. We'll get one last face-off there in the opening period. They call tripping on Michigan. You can watch the whole play here on Aiden Vision as Michigan just stuck his stick in Anderson and hooked him down. Can't do that. Prowlers send out their power play unit, and they will send out an extra attacker as well. Reed Cooper will go off to the bench. A 6-on-4 for this final face-off of the opening period with just 2 seconds on the clock. Graham will take it against Bencic. Graham wins it back. Price, Anderson, a drive and a save by Lenz at the buzzer. Not sure if it would have counted had it gone in. Anderson didn't control it cleanly right off the drop, right off that pass from Price, but the Prowlers have 1 minute and 59 seconds of power play time to work with when they come back for period number 2. It was a scoreless opening 20 as the Prowlers and Wolves head to the locker rooms to chat about it. It was scoreless, but certainly not uneventful as we had plenty of penalties, a fight, and a player kicked out of the game already as well in Chase Dabari. See if we can find a goal in the middle 20 minutes. Once again, coming up on the first intermission report right here on the PHP Network. Take a look back at our most recent coaches show that featured, pardon me, not Vinny DeCumbis, it was Bobby Price that was on the most recent coaches show. So we will check that out. We will also take a look at some storylines from around the league, out-of-town scores, and much more. All of that coming up right here on the PHP Network. And hey, we'll also check in with our PHP Network studios back in Michigan with Brady Beaton as well. So lots to do here on the intermission report. You won't want to go anywhere. Where you will want to go next Wednesday, though, is Wings Etc. for the next edition of the Prowlers Coaches Show That will be Wednesday, February the 4th. And we don't know who we will have on yet, but 6:30 p.m., always a fun time at the Prowlers Coaches Show. Come hang out with the team, ask your questions, possibly win some prizes. Always a lot of fun at the Prowlers Coaches Show. And every other Wednesday at Wings, etc. You see all the dates for the rest of the year there. So come on out, enjoy your time. You'll get a discount if you wear Prowlers gear. And it'll be a good time again at Wings, etc., as it always is. And you get a little bit of a preview of that coming up next here on the PHP Network. Again, the Wings, etc. Coaches Show, 6:30 p.m. on Wednesday, February the 4th. We'll be right back here on the PHP Network.
Hockey is like a business. One missed pass can derail the perfect plan. Have Taft Consulting help you get your whole team on the same page. They have the expertise to help you follow through on all your goals. Find out how they can help you today by emailing taftconsulting@outlook.com.
What's more authentic than a Hungry Howie's Detroit-style pizza? Nothing. We're not playing around with the pizza of our birthplace. Thick crust, cheese to the edge, sauce on the top. Where it belongs. We've seen a lot of fakes out there. Not here. This is authentic Detroit-style pizza. Order yours now online for $12.99. We sauce the top and rep for the 313 everywhere. We do bold. Hungry Howie's.
Congratulations on your engagement again, man. You know, you should get some life insurance.
I never really thought about that. How would I do that?
We can help you with that at Zach Egan State Farm. Congratulations on getting married, man. Have you gotten a house?
We just got one, actually, yeah.
Well, if you want, we can help you out with life insurance at Zach Egan State Farm to cover your mortgage. Is Olin a year old now?
He is.
Wow. Have you guys got life insurance set up on him yet?
I haven't even thought about it yet.
Oh.
How would I go about that?
Well, we can help you with that at Zach Egan State Farm. High five?
Yeah, hon, we should have gotten life insurance years ago.
Hey, Ken. We've actually got a policy for people your age at Zach Egan State Farm. Give us a call.
SMR Automotive Systems is part of the Motherson Group and a proud community sponsor of the Port Huron Prowlers. We are one of the largest manufacturers of rearview mirrors for passenger vehicles in the world, with local plants in Port Huron and Marysville. We strive to support our local communities and have positions available for various abilities and experience. Find out more about who we are at smr-automotive.com.
Explore the 140 miles of stunning shoreline along Lake Huron. That is Michigan's Thumb Coast. Discover charming coastal towns, serene beaches, and endless outdoor adventures. Stay at cozy hotels, paddle through pristine blue waters, and hit the fairways along breathtaking views. Plan your perfect getaway at bluewater.org.
Back here on the PHP Network, first intermission scoreless out in Watertown as both sides had chances. Neither side could get on the board. But I do want to take a special shout out. Will already mentioned it, but our watch party at Wings Etc. has been phenomenal tonight. The Prowlers fans have showed up and they have showed out. It is a packed house. As you see right there, the section full. Prowlers fans very excited. Giving away a t-shirt tonight. Remember, every $20 you spend at Wings Etc. is a entry into winning the jersey. A lot of excited Prowlers fans out there, and you should be. Again, thank you to everyone who came out to the watch party at Wings Etc. Not the only thing at Wings Etc. for the Port Huron Prowlers. Again, the coaches show every other week. Let's take a look at the last one, the Q&A with Bobby Price from Wings Etc. Here it is, the last coaches show with Bobby Price at Wings Etc.
Oh, it looks like we might have one.
Oh, we got one over here from a good friend of the show, Billy. Yeah. Who's your favorite FPHL mascot?
Of course, Mitts. Of course. It's got to be Mitts. There's no other option.
Yeah.
It's got to be Mets.
Your show, Mitzi.
Are you giving out pins for people to ask? Giving out some pins? Come on. Does anyone want one of these really cool? We are, if you're on a Silver Stick team that's coming to McMorran and you happen to be watching this show for some reason, we'll be trading these pins on Saturday before the game. So bring your pins on Saturday. And we have another question from young Quinny over here. Oh, who's your favorite fan? That's a lot of pressure.
Let's see. I think my favorite fan's Quinny right here.
Wow.
Oh, wow. Oh, you knocking stuff over? All right, we can't sell that one. That's the team's wax. Yeah, do we mention that wax is gonna be for sale in the team store?
It will be, yeah, starting tomorrow.
Yeah,
it will be available in the team store.
So if you're playing in Silver Sticks, you left your wax at home, try out something new, and you might find your new favorite wax. I might.
One thing too about this wax is it's significantly bigger than all of its competitors.
Yes.
So it goes a long way. Pretty cool in the locker room. All the little kids will love it because of the design. It's a really cool design. Top cheese. I mean, you can't get any better than top cheese. It's actually a really innovative idea. I thought it was really cool.
Yeah. Not edible, but
they do have a flavor named cheesecake though.
Yeah.
And it's an interesting. What else would you call it?
Scent. Yeah.
That's fair. It's cheesecake. It's not wax.
Yeah, when he runs out of venison, hide the wax here. So.
This will be the next bus snack. Passing around. Oh, we have another one. Justin Gerard's got a lot of questions tonight. He wants to know, can you dance better than LJ?
No, LJ's got the moves, especially, what are they, the Snoopy ones?
The Charlie Brown moves.
Charlie Brown, yeah.
From what I hear, Wiggles has the moves. Is that what I heard?
That's not true.
That's true.
My hips lie. That's no.
Between LJ and Wiggles?
What? You took out about a quarter of my arsenal with that. I can do about the YMCA and the cha-cha slide, and that's just because they tell you how to dance to that one. We just talked about dancing. Bobby, who would win at karaoke from Milkman 1960?
Who's the milkman?
I don't know. I don't know. The picture's kind of small. I can't see.
That's who asked the question?
Yeah, that's who asked the question.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Who would win in karaoke? I don't know. I haven't heard many of the boys sing, but just maybe B-Way. I think B-Way would.
Just on pure effort or
what?
Just
out of showmanship.
B-Way, what would be your go-to song? Africa by Toto. That's a good one. I could see him. I could see him letting that one go. Oh, Joel Walker, thank you for the reminder. These quarter zips are now available in the team store. These are team issue quarter zips, so all the guys have them. They wear them on the road. You may see them in the RISDA player when we're on the road. But yes, these will now be in the team store. Those are new starting tomorrow. So thank you for that reminder. Again, team issue gear. This is high quality stuff here. Lugaro.
Yeah, it really is.
It's kind of warm too. You throw a long sleeve shirt underneath it and keeps you warm as well.
I wear it every day to work. I make sure that I look presentable, and this is the perfect gear to do that. And that was our latest coaches show with Bobby Price. Our next one, of course, is this Wednesday. Brady, why did you have to show that video of the watch party? Now I have FOMO sitting here in Watertown. I guess I get to see the game live, but I mean, a little bit of FOMO not being at that watch party at Wings, etc. It looks electric there. I hope everyone's enjoying the game there. Not the only watch party going on in Port Huron. Shout out to the Federley watch party. I hope Austin Federley is not doing anything too strenuous as he tries to heal up from that broken finger. But we will step aside, and when we come back, much more to do on the Intermission Report right here on the PHP Network.
Welcome to the new era of Prowlers hockey. New owner, new store, new horn, fire, projectors on the ice. Yeah, this isn't your dad's McMorrin experience. This is Prowlers hockey. Get your tickets for the show now at phprowlers.com/tickets.
Keep up with your Prowlers all season long on social media. Follow us on Facebook at the Port Huron Prowlers, Instagram at PH Prowlers, and Twitter at PH Prowlers. And you can find more information on our website, phprowlers.com.
We're on Prowlers Hockey, presented by Proper 12 Irish Whiskey. Initial shot for Huron Prowlers. Back here in Watertown, Prowlers and Wolves still scoreless through 20 minutes of play. Will Wiggleman with you on the PHP Network. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. Before we get back to this game, let's take a look around the FPHL. We start with our Thumb Rust Control FPHL storyline. Some interesting things going on last night. We started the Thunderbirds defeating the Black Bears in overtime. Binghamton has now lost back-to-back home games after they were shut out last weekend by the PD Ice Cats. And there's an interesting score that we're going to show you in just a few moments regarding that. News out of Watertown, here where we are. Matthew Gordon goes back on the IR as his injury luck continues to not be great. He's played just 2 games since December the 7th, but he is back on that 15-day IR. The Wolves put him on there so that they could sign Ocean Eklund to the roster. We did have a game postponed tonight. The PD Ice Cats were supposed to visit the Athens Rock Lobsters. That one was postponed. It's the second time the Rock Lobsters have had a postponed game in the last couple of weeks. Just some bad weather luck for them, and we are hoping all the best for everyone down there in Georgia dealing with all of that inclement weather, because you know it's bad when they have to start canceling the hockey games. So hopefully everybody is staying safe down there in Athens. I mean, there's about 3 feet of snow on the ground here in Watertown. I mean, you thought it was bad back in Port Huron. It is really, really heavy here in Watertown. The streets are lined with walls of snow, but we're making do, and you know they're obviously a lot more used to it in this area than they are down in Georgia. So again, hoping everyone is staying safe down there in Georgia. Well, we'll take a look at the games that are happening tonight. So we take a look at our Love After Hours out-of-town scoreboard. And we start with that interesting scoreline. The Twin City Thunderbirds are up 5-2 on the Binghamton Black Bears. through 40 minutes of play in Binghamton, despite getting outshot 30-15 right now. Jacob Schnapp has scored twice. Former Black Bear Chris Mott also on the scoreboard for the Birds. They're trying to sweep the Binghamton Black Bears. I don't know the last time the Black Bears have gotten swept, but I'm sure it has been a while. Dominic Tomei ended up getting pulled in that first period as well. It's been a mess for the Black Bears so far this weekend. Columbus River Dragons all over the Biloxi Breakers tonight. 4-0 to score in Columbus. 4 different goal scorers for the Dragons in that one. We already mentioned the Ice Cats and the Rock Lobsters game has been postponed this evening. Dustin Jessot has both in Wytheville. Bobcats are up 2-0 on the hat tricks midway through period 2. And the Indiana Sentinels have a 3-1 lead after the first period in Topeka, as the Sentinels look for a weekend sweep of the Scarecrows. And if they do complete that, they'll be doing the Prowlers a lot of favors, beating the Scarecrows. Of course, here it is scoreless between the Prowlers and the Wolves. The Outtown Scoreboard presented by Love After Hours Boutique and Boudoir. Use code Prowlers for 15% off at Love After Hours. Moving our attention back to our game here in Watertown. Take a look at our game stats. Both teams 0 for 2 on the power play so far, but high penalty minute totals thanks to that big scrum earlier on in the period. But shots just 8-5 in favor of the Wolves. Prowlers will be on their 3rd power play of the game when they return as they hit the ice for period number 3. Those are your Gunther Graphics game stats. Basically the entire power play to work with, and we'll see if they drew something up there in the locker room that can be a little bit better than what we saw from their power play in that opening 20 minutes. They had 3 minutes of a major penalty and then 1 more full power play, well, partial power play that ended up getting negated early on in it as Blake Anderson took a penalty. And we're not really able to generate much. So let's see if they can find something here early in the Hungry Howie's 2nd period. They have the unit of Anderson, Favaro, Price, Bazal, and Bucell out to begin. And we are underway in period number 2 here in Watertown. Price floats it to the right wing side, but couldn't connect with Anderson. Price chased by Bencic, goes rink wide for Favaro. This time Anderson able to bring in the pass, gets into the offensive zone. Anderson peels back for Favaro. Prowler set up. Price to Bucell. Price heads towards the net as Favaro walks the line. Anderson lets it go. It was blocked by Dustin Henning on a knee. Favaro just able to keep that puck in the zone. Here's Bazal. Bucell fanned on the one-timer. Puck stayed right there for him, though. Price up the wall to Favaro. He walks. Lets it go. Save Lenz. All the way around the net. Anderson turns the corner in the high slot. He shoots, and it's blocked again by Henning. 56 seconds left on the Prowlers' man advantage. Bucell for Price. Looking to turn towards the net. Couldn't get back down to Bucell, but Price scores! Off the post and in, and Bobby Price has goals in 4 straight games. Prowlers break the ice early in period 2. His first attempt was a pass down to Bucell. It got partially blocked, and I think it may have pulled Lenz just a little bit out of position. And Price able to slide it down low for his team high 16th of the season. The Prowlers able to take advantage of what was a not smart penalty by FM Michigan. Now they're looking for more. Lockney around the net, all the way up high. Couldn't sweep it down low. Lockney able to keep Filipov away from it as Filipov went down to the ice. Eklund ahead, grabbed by Johnson. Popped up in the air, Michigan gloves it down, gets back to it. Klink, sharp angle try, paddled by Cooper. Lockney looking for Heikkila. Tossed it in, near side corner. Eklund bangs it up the wall, comes all the way up to Klink. Slides it through for Michigan, drops it off. Bencic, a shot, whistled wide on the short side. Michigan tried to put it back out in front. Prowlers recollect down below their goal line. Lucas Lockney tried to make a pass off, couldn't do it. They announced Blake Anderson as the goal scorer. That is incorrect. Newman centering feed, taken by DeCumbus, and he sends it up to an area. Now Oregon with a steal, is shot missed wide on the glove side of Lenz. Ryder slides it in and got it down deep. Johnson one-hands it along. Bucell starts up with James, 2-on-1. Here's James, gave it back over. Bucell stopped by Lenz, sliding across. Great save from Matt Lenz. Keeps it a 1-0 game as Bazal trying to get back to that puck. Throw a hit on Shevers. Favaro able to send it back down deep. James put it out in front, hit a Wolves stick. Bazal taken in by Powers. Able to work it out to DeCumbus. His shot stopped by Lenz. James trying to wrap it back out in front. Grabbed by Shevers. And the net has come off its moorings. They'll say the Wolves are not allowed to change, but we will get a whistle and a face-off. There's the chance for James. He tried to wrap it. Wolves got back on him. We'll get that face-off to Lenz's left. Anderson to draw with Newman. Again, Blake Anderson currently getting credit for the goal, but it was Bobby Price's goal. Now Price steps in to take the face-off for Anderson, which I guess works for me. As Johnson bounces it for Anderson, he gets it deep. Power steps out, harassed by Price. Power still trying to escape. Finally, he just tosses it ahead. Favaro got a touch on the puck, so no icing. Johnson back for it. Favaro let it up. Only Ouellette was there. Dustin Henning gave it to Filipov. Filipov has a man going to the net, tried to send it there, and Cooper had it in the glove. He'll hang on. See if we can get another look at that goal maybe shortly. I don't know if the referee saw something where Blake Anderson touched the puck or why they may have called it Blake Anderson's goal, but I guess that's not much of a concern right now. As Michigan takes the puck off the faceoff, Henning on goal, stopped by Brian Parsons in front. And now it's Heikkila weaving in. Heikkila with a shot, partially blocked on the way through. Michigan taken in by Graham. Oregon steps up. Lockney wires it around. Graham and Michigan come together. Oregon tried to put it on goal. That didn't work. Graham and Henning were battling behind the plate. Meanwhile, here's Klink taken out by Parsons. A penalty coming up, and a penalty shot signaled for Stephen Klink. And now we're going to get a fight. Filipov dropping the mitts with Parsons, as Parsons ran Klink into the boards. They'll take Filipov off of Brian Parsons. But I think a penalty shot is coming up for Stephen Klink. Take another look here as Filipov went right after Brian Parsons, and how about 2 fights in the game for Parsons, although he didn't really drop his gloves this time. He will be escorted to the penalty box. Now Oregon and Klink having a conversation. Now Oregon has turned his attention over to the Watertown bench. Not to be lost in all this, they did give Stephen Klink a penalty shot for the original infraction. And you see Oregon and Shevers going at it. Dustin Henning and Jamie Bussell are getting the explanations from Bill Lyons, the referee. See if this results in anything extra. Again, besides the penalty shot for Klink. It'll be one-on-one. Klink against Cooper. Prowlers have not been involved in a penalty shot or a shootout yet this season. Take another look at the entire incident from start to finish as Klink gets set for his penalty shot. So here we go. Klink on Cooper. Walking in, and he's stopped by Reed Cooper. Kind of lost the puck as he tried to stick handle. Reed Cooper stayed right with him. I wonder if Klink was going to try and shoot high glove and just kind of fumbled the puck on his way in. Faceoff will be down in the Prowlers' end as it stays 1-0 Port Huron. Take another look and watch Klink just kind of fumble that puck a little bit. Not sure if he did that on purpose or by accident. Cooper stayed right with it. Off this face-off, Prowlers trying to chop it out. Bussell able to skate to the red line, get over the Wolves' blue. Slides in towards Lenz, before it's knocked over to the near side boards. Eklund knocked down Bussell in the corner. Bussell back on his skates, still battling for that puck. Bussell comes in to try and dig. Bussell knocked down again. Puck underneath him. They continue to dig on the half wall. Gellerman joins the party. And now Gellerman has it. He has a rip. And Lenz able to make the save. We will take a timeout. Reed Cooper stopped a penalty shot. And then Matt Lenz with that save. But it is 1-0 Prowlers here in period 2. back here in Watertown. Prowlers still with a 1-0 lead. After Reed Cooper stopped a penalty shot from Stephen Klink. Bobby Price with the only goal. Again, it's right now being marked down as Blake Anderson's goal, but Blake Anderson was at the point when Bobby Price scored right at the top of the crease, so not sure how it could be his goal, but again, we'll get that figured out at some point. Still in the early stages of period 2. This one has had plenty of nastiness. Parsons and Filipov each sitting in the box. 2 minutes for roughing, and Parsons got an extra 2 for unsportsmanlike conduct. But none of that affected the on-ice manpower. Oh, that's why, because Filipov also got 2 minutes for unsportsmanlike conduct, as this puck hits the roof, and we'll get a whistle and a face-off. Looking for a pregame meal, Zip Sauce Burger is located in the Industrial Park Marathon. Zip Sauce, the official burger of the Port Huron Prowlers. Quinn Shevers gets the puck deep. Favaro all the way around the boards. Olette stepped up on Hakala. Shevers turns it on goal, and that one hit a body and went wide. Lucas Lockney hands off for Graham. That's the red line, back over to Lockney, chipped it by. Lockney, a shot, just missed wide along the ice. Oregon steps in to keep the puck in. Lockney, Graham to the net off a stick. Hakala to the point, D to D, Oregon sent it through, and that hit Henning's skate, and it caromed on goal. Lenz had to be alert to make the save. And now Graham gave a shove to a Wolf. Oregon and Klink are nose to nose right at the top of the zone. Everybody separated around the goal crease, but still a couple of meetings going on near the blue line. Everybody will head back to their respective benches, and we'll get a face-off deep in Matt Lenz's end. Wolves bench looks pretty short right now. Not sure how many players they're missing right now. Obviously Chase Dabari and Igor Filipov won't be on there, besides the 5 players on the ice. As Alex Johnson dumps the puck in deep. Lenz almost gave it away to Morick. McDonald spinning away from Brett Morick. McDonald lost the puck in his skates, and then Morick threw a check and knocked McDonald's helmet off. Brockway. Well, it almost came to Brockway. Blake Anderson swooped in, got it in front for Morick, and Lenz waved the glove at that shot. Puck dumped all the way down. No icing here as Johnson sweeps it up the near side boards. Chernyuk gets it back down low. Will let the defenseman in deep, battling with Johnson. Corgan centered, but right on the stick of Price. Anderson gets in, gave it off to Price, fed it across. Decumbis tried a one-touch pass in front that Chernyuk stepped in front of. Corgan working on Oregon. And Anderson run over there by Eklund, who's trying to endear himself to a new fan base tonight. Decumbis into the offensive zone. Over towards Favaro, couldn't bring that pass in cleanly. Cycled around. The 2 number 23s, Bencic and Decumbis went for it. Newman out of the zone. Off of Chernyuk's stick. Oregon back to Favaro. He looks ahead, headman feed. Sticked by Chernyuk into the Prowler bench. Out of play, 11:45 left to go in the Hungry Howie's second period. It's 1-0 Prowlers. Draw will be just outside of the Port Huron end on the near side. Right in front of my I'll call it broadcast booth. That's a folding table up here in Section K. I actually had a couple of fans come up to me before the game and tell me that they bought these seats. And I told them they can sit wherever the heck they want. And they asked me if they could just sit in front of me. I said, hey, you can sit wherever you want. I work for Port Huron. They didn't seem to mind too much. Off the icing, faceoff will come all the way down to Reed Cooper's end. Alex Johnson and Stephen Klink are having a conversation right now as they'll line up along the boards. And now the faceoff goes over to the far side. They'll line up right in the middle. One back by Graham. Brockway taken in by Shevers. Graham and Michigan come together on top of that puck. Johnson trying to dig away. And the puck kicked up by Graham. Now Hakala working against Henning. Hakala on his backhand rising, shot missed. Henning flags the puck back down, chased by Hakala. Brockway at the red line. Waits for his team to get on sides. He fires it in, but he hit his own man Hakala on the way out. So he will get a whistle off the offsides. Parsons and Filipov are going to be allowed to exit the penalty boxes. They'll head back to their respective benches, and both teams back to full strength on their benches, of course, save for Chase Dubari. Oregon, Michigan on the faceoff. Klink is split out a little bit wide for the Wolves. The Prowlers won the draw. McDonald tried to step up on Gellerman. McDonald with the puck now. Wolves playing a very physical game tonight. Of course, that's a game the Prowlers can play, and they certainly have played it throughout this season. Bazal with a shot from a sharp angle that didn't find the target. Favaro swung it right back on net. That was taken away. Puck comes to Filipov. Here's Klink on a breakaway. He scores! They stretched it on for Filipov and Klink, and Stephen Klink ties it. After not being able to score on the penalty shot, Prowlers get caught with two forwards behind them. Nice move to the forehand for Stephen Klink. He has his team-high 22nd tally of the game. See the Prowlers getting caught there. Coach Pullen talked about it last night in the post-game interview, letting the Wolves get in transition too much, and they let them get in transition there, and they got burned. Eklund takes the handoff from Lenz. DeCumbus went right after Eklund and threw a hit on him. Bencic spinning away from Anderson. Chernyuk up to Newman. Pass went off his stick. Price trying to take over for Port Huron. Here's Newman walking in, and he swung and missed at a shot. Eklund to the net. Through everybody to the far corner. Bencic couldn't sweep it out in front. Comes to the line. Eklund bangs it back down deep. Ryder. Eklund. Let's go a one-timer that floats wide. DeCumbus threw a check on Newman. 2-on-2 battle. Prowlers get one more to help out. That's Johnson digging away. Ryder taken in by Johnson. Ryder still able to get that puck deep. Centering feed taken away by Price. Prowlers move up. Price wires it in. Anderson and Corrigan chase after it. They blow it down for icing. Prowlers thought Blake Anderson won that race, but they'll say he did not. So Port Huron will not be allowed to change here. They will be allowed to break those. We get to a timeout. Stephen Klink has nodded the score. It's 1-1 in Watertown.
Hockey is like a business. One missed pass can derail the perfect plan. Have Taft Consulting help you get your whole team on the same page. They have the expertise to help you follow through on all your goals. Find out how they can help you today by emailing taftconsulting@outlook.com.
Explore 140 miles of stunning shoreline along Lake Huron in Michigan's Thumb Coast. Begin your adventure on a blanket of golden sand at one of our serene beaches. Connect with the historic atmosphere of our region's nautical influence and reconnect with friends under a blanket of stars. Plan your perfect getaway at bluewater.org.
Back here in Watertown, 1-1. The score officially, they're calling it Stephen Klink from Igor Filipov and Dustin Henning. The 9:30 mark. Brian Parsons and Quinn Shevers were having a chat as this faceoff is going to happen over in Reed Cooper's left. And now Lucas Lockney is being asked to step into the penalty box. Not sure what he did, but whatever it was, it will send the Prowlers shorthanded here. Third Wolves power play. They're 0 for 2 and a chance here for them to go up a goal. Lockney must have said something during the TV timeout. The Watertown sends out the top man advantage unit. It's Chernyuk setting things up over to Benchich. Michigan up high to Chernyuk. Gave it back. They continue to play catch. Now Klink. Chernyuk wants the one-timer. Didn't have it in the wheelhouse. Klink with a wrister blocked by Parsons. Michigan. Chernyuk straight on. Now Michigan back to Benchich. Chernyuk once more. Over to Klink. Parsons watching him, staying right with him. Benchich across, tried to get through to Chernyuk. That hit a stick on the way through. Michigan, or Chernyuk, looking towards the net. His shot hit something on the way through. May have been Cooper's blocker. Either way, Wolves keep it going. Centering feed, Michigan, and it just slipped under his stick. And then Graham upended Chernyuk. Prowlers clear. Lenz with the long lead pass to Michigan. He sends Klink on his way. Klink wheeling in. Peels back. Got it to the slot. Filipov, handoff Michigan. A little shimmy shake. Had to recollect the puck. Benchich now out to Klink. His shot blocked by Price. Chernyuk couldn't keep it in the zone. Price comes back for it. Delayed offsides here against Watertown. Price will take his time. Try to get it over to Favaro. That pass wasn't clean. Filipov for Klink. Looking backdoor where Benchich was. And now Newman back to Klink. 20 seconds left on the Wolves power plays. The pass back to Newman didn't work. Decumbis hustling to it. He'll win the race. Decumbis working on Newman. Waiting, centering. And James grabs the puck now as Chernyuk got in between that pass. Fired it all the way back to Oregon, who sends it all the way up. Gellerman fresh off the bench, hustling after that puck along with Henning. Lockney out of the box, so the Prowlers survive that power play. Henning wheeling ahead, and he takes a hard hip check from Jamie Bussell. Corgan up the near side boards. Back down low it goes. Alex Johnson ran into Shevers as he slid the puck out of the zone. Raider. Corgan has to get back on it. James finished his check on Corgan. Physicality again, a theme in this game. Shevers has a hold of Johnson behind the net. Penalty coming up against Shevers. Here comes James on the delayed penalty. It comes all the way around to Anderson. Back to James. Makes a move. James works in. Couldn't get a shot off. Corgan touches up. And we will get the call. Roughing the signal. And now it's the Prowlers' turn to go on the man advantage. They are 0 for 3 so far. Quinn Shevers got into a tussle with Alex Johnson, and Johnson's helmet popped off, and that was really the signal that got the referee to put his arm up. By the way, Lucas Lockney's penalty went down as delay of games. You see those two, Johnson and Shevers, down below the goal line on our Elite Electric replay. Prowlers have one power play goal. Look for another as Anderson shot off the back glass. Flag down by Price. Bazal sweeps it to the point. Anderson down off the backboards. Bucell behind the cage. Up to Favaro. Over to Bazal. Didn't get all that one-timer. Price up high. Favaro sells it down. Flings it on net. And it's blockered out of play by Lenz. And even 6 minutes left to go in period 2. The Prowlers switch up their power play unit. You see the chance for Bazal, just kind of shanked it. And then that puck was on edge when Favaro let it go. He figured why not? Probably get a little knuckleball. That might fool Matt Lenz. Oregon will start it back in his own end. Up to Hakala. Graham enters right down the middle. Lockney on the right wing side. Got it to the line. Oregon, D to D. Johnson looking for a lane. Gave it to Graham. Lockney up to the line. Oregon, Johnson, Graham looking in front. Backdoor play. Didn't get all the way through to Lockney. Now Johnson steps, shoots, and slid it along the ice, but wide. Had Hakala right in front. Wolves clear it down. 43 seconds left on the Port Huron power play as the quick up is to Graham. Slid towards Lockney, and he couldn't bring it in clean. Henning takes a look at the clock, and he claps it all the way down. Nick Favaro with 25 seconds left in his team's power play. Got it to Anderson, and now Price gloves it down, right down Main Street, and he rows it over top of the cage. Penalty coming up against the Wolves. Anderson down looking for Price off his stick. Favaro fake the handoff, working on Corgan. Favaro all the way around the net, in front, save by Lenz on DeCumbis. Shevers is out of the box, still delayed penalty situation, and now the Wolves touch up. They'll go right back shorthanded with slashing the call. Brad Ryder, the guilty party this time. You see the whack there on the right arm of Price as he was able to walk right down the middle of the ice. And there's the save by Lenz on Vinny DeCumbis. We'll be right back with the Prowlers power play here on the PHP Network.
SMR Automotive Systems is part of the Motherson Group and a proud community sponsor of the Port Huron Prowlers. We are one of the largest manufacturers of rearview mirrors for passenger vehicles in the world, with local plants in Port Huron and Marysville. We strive to support our local communities and have positions available for various abilities and experience. Find out more about who we are at smr-automotive.com.
What's more authentic than a Hungry Howie's Detroit-style pizza? Nothing. We're not playing around with the pizza of our birthplace. Thick crust, cheese to the edge, sauce on the top. Where it belongs. We've seen a lot of fakes out there. Not here. This is authentic Detroit-style pizza. Order yours now online for $12.99. We sauce the top and rep for the 313 everywhere. We do bold.
Hungry
Howie's.
Back here in Watertown, Prowlers going back to the man advantage. Brad Ryder in the box for slashing. After an unsuccessful man advantage, Port Huron will send it right back out. And they have Matt Graham's group to begin. Prowlers did get a couple of opportunities on that last man advantage. As Graham wins the faceoff back, Johnson sets things up. Has to play it away from Bencic. Oregon down to Lockney. Looking ahead, tipped on goal by Hakala and lends the save. Newman able to pull the puck out of the scrum along the boards and send it the length of the ice. Oregon up to Graham. Got it over to Hakala, enters the offensive zone. Johnson on the left wing side, whips it all the way across to Lockney. Back to the line looking for Oregon. Bencic almost stepped in front of that and had a short-handed breakaway. Here's Oregon's shot kicked out by Lenz, rebound pushed wide. Lockney to the line. Oregon D to D. Oregon gets it back from Graham. Now Lockney, Oregon wants it. Lockney in front, and another kick saved by Lenz. Henning sent it up the wall, but Oregon flags it down. Johnson down to Graham, touched to Oregon, straight away. Lockney back to Oregon. His shot, he scores! Another power play goal for the Prowlers. Tim Oregon puts them back in front. Lots of passing around up top. Great screen from R2 Hakala, and that one goes straight through for Oregon. His third goal of the year. And his first one in a little while. The Prowlers get back in front here in the second period. It's 2-1, under 3 to go in the middle frame. Lead pass out, grabbed by Michigan. Playing away from Price, tried to spin it out in front. Klink was all alone. Here comes Parsons on a counter, 3-on-2. Parsons or DeCumbus. Anderson was knocked down. DeCumbus was trying to go to Blake Anderson. Wouldn't have gone through anyway. Fed out of the zone. Parsons drops it back to Brockway. Bounced ahead. Ucell right off the bench to Bazal with a shot save. Lenz, and he will cover up for a whistle and a face-off. So Lockney and Hakala announced as the assists here in the building. Face-off will be to Lenz's right. As Bucell's line stays out there. Bucell, Bazal, and Kellerman on this shift. They've again put down the Prowlers' goal incorrectly. Right now it's listed as Hakala from Lockney and Graham. Here's Oregon with a wrister over top of the net, trying to pick that corner to Lenz's blocker side. Bucell throws a check. Tyler Delina for Shevers. He gets it deep. Bucell having a chat with Powers behind the play. Meanwhile, it's Corrigan trying to get it down to Shevers. Shevers throws the body into Favaro. Now Favaro trying to catch back up to the puck, but Delina kept him from doing that. Bazal able to toss it, but only as far as McDonald, and now here's Gellerman all alone. His team in the midst of a change, he'll get it deep. Delina circles his net. McDonald read it through, but missed Powers. Graham tried to bounce it in front. Hakala pitchforked that one high up out of play. The only person who may have gotten that puck was a Space Cadet. That went all the way up into the ceiling. And we'll get a face-off deep in Watertown's end. I think Corrigan got a stick on the opportunity from Hakala. Puck may have been rolling as well. They've now fixed Tim Oregon's goal on the league website for those of you keeping a score sheet at home. Hakala Takes it from Ouellette. Bounced up high. Johnson walks the line on his backhand. Tried to fire it from there. It was knocked down by Bencic. He starts up. Bencic gets past Parsons, but had his stick lifted by Hakala. He's able to toss the puck out of the zone. Got past Henning. Spins away from James. Reiter gets the puck deep. 41 seconds left to go in period 2. Tipped out by Graham. Eklund for Ouellette. Prowlers finishing up a change as Ouellette steps out, chased by Graham. Eklund. Out to Bencic. Sends Reiter in. On his backhand, muscled off by Parsons. Reiter tried to put it back out in front. And here comes Anderson. One last rush for the Prowlers in this period. Anderson to Cumbus. Price couldn't get it as Michigan on the back check got his stick in the way. Klink with 3. Steps over the line and whistles blow. Maybe too many men on the ice for Watertown. They have 6 out there right now, and that was before the buzzer sounded. Stephen Klink stepped off the bench, started playing the puck, but his team had too many out there. So I believe that power play for the Prowlers will begin period number 3. They will head there with a 2-1 lead in a game that is not too many shots on goal, but still a few opportunities that have found the back of the net. Well, coming up in the second intermission here on the PHP Network is there's a couple of extra conversations between the benches here. Coming up during the second intermission here on the PHP Network, we will send it back to our PHP Network studios back in Michigan. Brady Beaton will have highlights, analysis, and something else. He has not told me what that other segment is, but if it's as good as his other random segments that we've seen throughout the rest of the season, should make for some must-see TV. No pressure, Brady. We'll also take a look at the Prowlers' upcoming schedule, out-of-town scores, and much more. It's all coming up right here on the PHP Network. We'll secure your seats for the Prowlers' next home game. That will be coming up on Friday, February the 13th, when they take on the Binghamton Black Bears on Star Wars night here at McMorran Place. We'll have specialty Star Wars themed jerseys, and those will be available for auction after the game. Also special ice projections and much more. So you won't want to miss Star Wars night. It is back in Port Huron, and it will be a must-see game. So get your tickets now. phprowlers.com/tickets. By phone at 810-985-6166. Scan that QR code on your screen now for your chance to take home a Prowlers-themed Star Wars jersey worn by one of your favorite players during that game. We'll take a timeout and send it back to Brady Beaton in not our McMorran Place studios, our PHP Network studios when we come back.
Come on, guys, hop in. We're not getting in that thing. That thing's gross. Yeah, I wore my nice pants today. This thing could use a detail.
Well, I don't know. Do you know anybody who could detail a boat?
I think that guy could.
Hi, I'm Logan from Ballard's Detail. I can detail your boat.
From oxidized and faded to smooth and glossy, our professional compounding and waxing process will get your boat looking new again. Contact us today at 810-956-8318. Visit us on Facebook at Ballard's Detail LLC.
SMR Automotive Systems is part of the Motherson Group and a proud community sponsor of the Port Huron Prowlers. We are one of the largest manufacturers of rearview mirrors for passenger vehicles in the world, with local plants in Port Huron and Marysville. We strive to support our local communities and have positions available for various abilities and experience. Find out more about who we are at smr-automotive.com.
Hello, I'm home.
There he is. What is happening? Relax. We won. They brought back the snack wrap. Spicy or ranch? Spicy. Yeah, go.
one little bite.
Can you stop?
Oh, sorry.
Gather your crew. Snack Wrap is back.
This isn't working. LJ, pass me those flyers. No look behind the back pass. It's a whole play. LJ, come on. Gap up. Close the gap. Close the gap. What are we saying? This isn't working. We need a shift change. Let's bring in the professionals.
Head over to the Birchwood Mall for your shopping and entertainment needs. Hop on the carousel, shoot some hoops, or visit some of their great stores such as Gerlach's Woodworks, where they specialize in handcrafted wooden decorations. Add to your fan cave a Prowlers theme creation. Upgrade your bathroom at Luxury Bath Mobility Remodelers. They can fully customize your bath or shower to fit your needs, and they also do flooring. For the sports fan in your life, pick up a unique gift from Pro Edge Sports. Jam-packed with all kinds of memorabilia. There's something for everyone. And it's not a trip to the mall without Auntie Anne's pretzels. Grab a freshly made full-size cup of pretzel bites and wash it down with some frozen lemonade. At the Birchwood Mall, you can find this and more. Visit them on 24th Ave in Fort Gratiot.
Hey guys, what's going on?
Hi guys, we just stopped at Industrial Park Marathon to get some fuel and some snacks before the Prowlers game at McMorran.
Nice. Yeah, we just stopped by here at Industrial Park Marathon so I can get a Slurpee before the game.
Wait till after the game. If the Prowlers score 3 or more goals, Slurpees will be free.
Thanks for the info. I'm going to get my Slurpee after, but we'll see you at the Prowlers game.
See you at the game. Go Prowlers!
Yeah, I don't know about this one, fellas.
Boys, we don't overcome adversity by backing down. But yeah, I don't know about this one.
That's reassuring.
We're so screwed.
All right, boys. Here's the game plan. LJ, you start with bananas. B-Way.
Wait, why do I have to do the bananas?
Because you're the softest on the team.
I don't want the bananas.
This thing is gonna melt. We gotta hurry up.
I won't do it.
Okay, both of you. I will do the bananas and the whipped cream. Fets, please continue.
Who's paying for this anyway?
I am. I just bought my tickets for the Prowlers game this weekend, and the Milk House gave me 25% off my order.
Fets, why'd you buy the tickets? You're literally on the team.
For the discount.
So are you all ready to give it a try?
Oh, we're ready.
It's true. Get 25% off your entire order at the Milk House, October through April. Simply show your ticket stubs at checkout and enjoy your discounted treat.
Couple of periods of play. Let's take a look at everything that's gone on in the first 40 minutes. It was an exciting first period. Not a lot of action in terms of goals, but definitely a lot of near misses. Let's take a look at all the highlights. Started with a little bit of physicality here as, both sides, these two teams have played a lot. You get the early save from the Prowlers, and then the fists start flying, some pushing, some shoving. Brian Parsons always sticking up for his teammates. Anyone that's been around the Prowlers for more than a weekend understands that this is a team that is always going to stick up for each other. And one of the most senior members of the locker room, 16, Brian Parsons, he's never going to let anything go by slightly. Little spin of the helmet, letting the Watertown fans know he's not going anywhere. Next up, you had, a penalty against Port Huron a near goal, that nearly put Watertown on the board in the first period. It was, again, sat right there. Later on, big hit that ended up for Blake Anderson that drew a tripping minor near the end of the first period, would give the Prowlers an early opportunity. Again, more pushing and shoving that would send guys to the box. Here's another look. As the venerable Will Wiggleman said, you can't do that. And there's just a wry smile from the from Anderson. And then off the draw, quick shot, nearly beat the buzzer to end the first period, but it was donuts on the scoreboard after 20 minutes of play. However, would not last forever as some shifty moves to put the Prowlers on the board, but a rare penalty shot and absolutely denied. Not the best effort on the penalty shot. Kept it 1-0 for Port Huron. And then, well, you get basically a 2-0 redemption, ties it up. Clink for the Wolves. Yeah, he's not the man you want to see. 22 in red and blue makes it 1-1. But you get the answer from the point, a flick of the wrist, and it makes it 2-1. Port Huron on top, and that's where the score would stand until, well, we are here right now at the intermission. After 40 minutes of play, Port Huron looking for all 6 points this weekend, 20 minutes away from doing so. But since I have a little bit of time, as Will told you, I like to have some fun segments. You know, earlier in the year, I talked about the best Thanksgiving dishes. I talked about what to do on a snow day, and certainly the snow days haven't stopped. But this is something that, you know, I'm going to put my teaching hat on. My dad was a teacher for 20 plus years. It's in the blood. I'm going to go over all the abbreviations for the teams in the FPHL. Now, there's a few rules I have and a few general guidelines that I put on there. Things, rule 1, either 2 to 3 letters long. If possible, try not to combine the location and nickname. Keep it to usually the location. If the location is 1 word, use the first 3 letters generally. If it's 2 words, use only the only 2 letters, the first letter of each word. And of course, rules 2 through 4 might be ignored to avoid confusion with other teams, or if it makes it more aesthetically pleasing. Again, I worked very hard on these graphics, so I put my blood, sweat, and tears into them. Let's go to the first team. We're going to try to go alphabetical order. We'll see if I actually put them in the right order. Trust me, there's a reason why I'm here. So let's go to the first team, the Athens Rock Lobsters. Current abbreviation on the league site, ARL. That's a fail. Again, it's going to be a pass-fail system. It's Athens, one name, ATH. Keep it simple. Let's go to Blue Ridge, BRB. Now, I said don't combine them, but they pass because Baton Rouge exists. So that's why they get the pass. Biloxi, BB. Those are my initials. You think I'd like them. I give them a fail. 2 options of what it could be, either BIL or X is such a unique letter. BLX, I think, would have been acceptable as well. We move on. The Binghamton Black Bears. Now, I said don't combine location and nickname, but you see the logo in the top left. It's hard to see because there's the white makes up a third B, but there's 3 Bs. It's part of their branding. And you know what? I give it a passing grade on that because they went all in on it with the branding and the logo. Next one up, the Columbus River Dragons, CRD. Fail. And you'll say, Brady, but the Columbus Blue Jackets are CBJ. Yes, but that's because the Colorado Avalanche exists. Here it should be COL for Columbus. No confusion in the Fed. Moving on, the Danbury Hat Tricks. DHT. Now this was a tough one because Danville did exist while Danbury was around. That's why it's not DAN. However, what I would do is DBY, or now that there's no Danville team, I would put DAN is acceptable, but I understand not switching back to it. That one was a close one, but ultimately I did give it a fail. Moving on, as we continue, the Indiana Sentinels, they nailed it. IND, perfect, no notes. 2 thumbs up for Indiana. Same for Topeka, perfect. TOP, easy to go. Pass for them, no notes. Motor City, yes, they're not playing this year, but they're still dormant. They're a part of the league. MCR, I like it. It rolls off. MC is kind of like Mick. It seems like Mick something. Don't want that confusion. Also, shout out My Chemical Romance. Going on to the next one. The Monroe Moccasins, MRM. Thumbs down, fail. It's simple. MON, Monroe. No other team like that. MRM just is a little clunky to me. Keep going on. Twin City, TCT, close, but it's a fail. Thumbs down. What should it be? TC, Twin City. Keep it short and simple. The PD Ice Cats, this is the biggest offender. PIC does not tell me PD, and it's right in the name. PD. Come on, that one seems like the layup. Keep it simple. PD for PD. All right, keep it going. Watertown, the team we're playing, WTW, combines them both. Fail. Keep it simple and just put WAT for this one. Again, WTW, a little too clunky. And then, of course, PHP. Now, that's where the aesthetically pleasing comes in. It rolls off the tongue. However, just PH is also acceptable, like you have NO for New Orleans or something like that. So, now don't be too harsh on me. I hope I wasn't too harsh on the teams. Just my own suggestions. So, with all that said, we'll take a break, come back live from New York in Watertown as the Prowlers look to secure a 6-point weekend right here on the PHP Network.
Welcome to the new era of Prowlers hockey. New owner, new store, new horn, fire, projectors on the ice. Yeah, this isn't your dad's McMorrin experience. This is Prowlers hockey. Get your tickets for the show now at phprowlers.com/tickets.
Keep up with your Prowlers all season long on social media. Follow us on Facebook at the Port Huron Prowlers, Instagram at PH Prowlers, and Twitter at PH Prowlers. And you can find more information on our website, phprowlers.com.
Here on Prowlers Hockey, presented by Proper Take a shot for here on Prowlers. Back here in Watertown, Will Wiggleman here with you on the PHP Network. Brady Beaton, I have unbelievable amounts of beef with your list. I think I disagreed with more of your suggestions than I agreed with. So, I mean, I'm not going to go through all of it because we have to get back to playing a hockey game. But my goodness, we have much to discuss about your lists. I think I have a lot of qualms with that one. But we will be back shortly to the game. Might be a little bit delayed start. There's 3 minutes left on the clock, but the Zamboni is only about halfway, 2/3 done with the ice right now, as you can see there on the screen. So we'll get through some more content here on the PHP Network, and we will start with the upcoming schedule for the Prowlers. And if you liked what you saw at the beginning of that intermission report with Brady, when you got a quick look in at the Wings watch party tonight, then you'll love the coaches show at Wings, etc. The only thing that's better about the coaches show versus the watch party is that the players are there. But again, the watch party, so awesome. I hope everyone's enjoying that. It looks like a packed house there at Wings, etc. But we will have the coaches this Wednesday, February the 4th at 6:30 p.m. Myself, a Prowlers coach and a Prowlers player to be named, will be there on the panel, and we will take your questions, give out some prizes, and have a little fun. And then the Prowlers are off next weekend, but that's their last off weekend of this regular season. They are back in action on February 13th and 14th against the Binghamton Black Bears. February 13th, that is Star Wars night, one of the most exciting promotional nights of the season for the Prowlers. You will not want to miss that one. You will not want to miss out on the opportunity to get one of those special Star Wars jerseys in your closet. They look awesome. Go check the Prowlers social media channels for more. We were able to unveil them earlier this week, so go check that out and then get your tickets at phprowlers.com/tickets. February 14th, of course, is Valentine's Day. It's also Jamie Busel's birthday. He will not let me forget that. But we have some exciting deals for that game as well. We have a perfect date package for you that's available, phprowlers.com/tickets. You get for $40, which is the price of 2 regular tickets. You'll get your 2 tickets. You also get a rose and a teddy bear. So bring your date and enjoy your Valentine's Day at the Prowlers game. That is a 6:05 p.m. puck drop. And then you can get a picture with your date on the ice, because you can hit the ice with the Prowlers after that game. So, I mean, there's no better date opportunity than minor league hockey, a rose, a teddy bear, and a picture on the ice. I think so. Some people might think that's why I'm still single. But that will be an exciting game, and it will be, of course, against the two-time defending champion, Binghamton Black Bears. Speaking of the Black Bears, let's take a look at what's going on around the FPHL with our out-of-town scoreboard presented by Love After Hours Boutique and Boudoir. And it is a barn burner in Binghamton as the Twin City Thunderbirds took down the Black Bears by a final of 7-5 this evening. And the Black Bears, or pardon me, they are still in the final minutes of the third period in that one. It's 7-5 for the Twin City Thunderbirds. They've gotten a couple of goals, 2 goals apiece for Jacob Schnapp, Chris Mott, and the Thunderbirds all over the Bears, as Binghamton looks like it's going to drop back-to-back games at home. The Columbus River Dragons finished off the Biloxi Breakers 5-1 the final there. Tyler Barrow had a goal and 2 assists. Cody Wickline 2 goals and a helper, as the Dragons held the Breakers off the board until the midway point of period 3. Trevor Babin made 18 saves for Columbus. Bobcats are holding on to a 3-2 lead on the Danbury hat tricks in the third period. Carson Andrioli broke a 2-2 tie early in the final frame of regulation. Finally, the Indiana Sentinels are now up just 1 goal on the Topeka Scarecrows. Tyler Inlow scored the only goal of the middle frame. It's 3-2 at the second intermission in Topeka. Prowlers fans, of course, rooting for the Sentinels in that one. Of course, here it is 2-1 Prowlers. The out-of-town scoreboard presented by Love After Hours Boutique and Boudoir. Use code Prowlers for 15% off at Love After Hours. Let's take one quick look at the Gunther Graphics game stats through 40 minutes of play. 2-1 Prowlers. They're up in shots on goal, 14-12. They've scored both of their goals on the power play, which is not something we typically talk about with the Prowlers. Usually the storyline is they're outplaying the opponent at 5-on-5. The puck is down.
Ladies and gentlemen, the marking on walls were assessed a too many men on the ice penalty.
Puck is down, and here's Blake Anderson driving the net. And a save made by Lentz, as we had some camera issues here just for a moment. Stuff freezing up on us, but we are all set to go. Again, Prowlers on the power play due to the too many men on the ice penalty at the end of that second period. Reed Cooper forced to make a save on the shorthanded chance by Darian Benchich. Oh, face off to Cooper's left. Oregon reverse back behind the net. Graham out to Hakela, lead pass to Johnson. One-on-one against McDonald. Johnson spins back. Sends it down around behind the net. Graham in the corner. Tied up by Corgan. Graham taken down. Lockney up to the line to Oregon. He walks, gives it over to Johnson. Floats it down low towards Graham. Got past him. Chernyuk couldn't clear. Hakela gets it up to Oregon again. Halfway through this Prowlers power play. Lockney tied up by Chernyuk. Lockney still digging, has the puck. Turns towards the net. Got it down to Graham. Graham out high. Oregon the one-time blast. Graham went ducking as that puck hit the glass. Johnson has to retreat back to the neutral zone. Oregon up to Lockney. Prowlers work back in. Lockney in front. Johnson just couldn't get a good touch on it as he was streaking towards the net. Bucell ran into McDonald, and the Wolves get Another clear, 24 seconds left in the penalty being served by Stephen Klink. Ducell the chance, save Lenz, rebound there, and it's fired out of danger by Bencic. Favaro with a few seconds left until Klink steps out of the box, serving the penalty. Comes back to Nick Favaro. Both teams back to full strength. Anderson, right wing side, rising shot knocked down, rebound also stopped by Lenz. Gazal centered it all the way to the blue line. Klink took it away from Price. As Price tried to make a pass, Price gets it back in deep, and Lenz leaves it through for Henning. Rink wide feed, comes to Klink, wires it all the way around. Parsons swings it up the boards. Keeping it in was Eklund fresh off the bench. Favaro. Ayla swinging out to DeCumbis. High off the boards, and it drops for Chernyuk. Played to the middle, gave it away, and James just sent it over top of the cage. Eklund may have gotten back to get his stick in the way. But that pass did not go off cleanly, and the Prowlers got an opportunity.
2-1-9-6-2-1-9-6.
Face-off will be to Lenz's left. Filipov slides it over to Klink. Graham couldn't get it over to Lockney. Filipov had it poked off his stick. Hakelo doesn't have a stick in his hands. Now he gets one from the bench. McDonald at the red line. Sends it right in off the far corner boards. Oregon up the boards. Moved out. And here comes Graham. 2-on-2. Klink on the back check, harassing Matt Graham. Lockney grabs the loose puck. Makes a move around McDonald. Lockney to the trailer. Graham, one-timer slid wide. Anderson behind the net. Low to high to Favaro. A howitzer sticked out of play by Matt Lenz. We'll take another look at that drive from Nick Favaro. Right along the ice, and Lenz able to stick it up out of play. Prowlers up 4-1 on shots already in this third period, as Price's shot to the net also sticked out of play by Lenz. Wolves won the shots battle in the first 8-5, Prowlers in the second 9-4, and now they're already up to, could be 5 shots on net in this third period so far. Well, at least that's how the FPHL League website has it. The numbers are different here in the arena. Whistles blow, penalty coming up against the Prowlers. Hooking signaled against Blake Anderson as he took down Dustin Henning in the corner. The Prowlers will go short-handed for the 4th time in this game. Wolves are 0 for 3 on the man advantage. You see Henning swung around there by Anderson. Anderson currently is getting credit for Bobby Price's goal back in the second period. Sits in the box as Chernyuk goes across the ice to Bencic. Gave it back. As to continue to play catch. Bencic tried a rink-wide feed to Klink. That didn't work. Chernyuk walks along the blue line. Gave it to Mishkin. In front, Bencic. And he was harassed by Hakela and couldn't make a play on the puck. Klink skates in, watched by Johnson. Backpedals across to Filipov with a shot whistled wide. Chernyuk down to Klink, off his stick. Brockway plays it off the glass, comes to Chernyuk. Over to Mishkin, watched by James. Chernyuk straight away, takes the shot, punched out by Cooper. Klink fanned on it. Morick trying to make a play on it. Here's Klink stepping in, and Cooper has that one in the glove for a whistle and a face-off. Draw will be to Cooper's right. as the Wolves were getting the puck on net during this power play. Klink taken in by Parsons. Filipov behind the net, looking for a passing option all the way high to Chernyuk. Down to Bencic. Klink, Chernyuk, back to Bencic, who had to knock it out of the air. His pass off of Favaro's stick. Parsons attacks. Bencic steps off the wall. Pass got through Bencic. Chernyuk shot, hit his own man in front, and then Bencic somehow couldn't get that one to go. Cooper was sprawling. He may have made the save. Filipov, Bencic, Klink, one-timer, whistled wide on the short side. Michigan tried to tuck it, and it goes in. All kinds of pressure from the Wolves on the power play, and FM Michigan converts to tie it at 2. As Michigan pulled it from behind the net, Cooper got part of it, popped up in the air, and just did cross the line. He popped up behind Cooper, and FM Michigan has his second power play goal of the weekend. Third power play goal of the year, 17th overall. He's on a 7-game point streak. Jamie Bussell hustling to negate the icing. He ends up with the puck. Bussell tried to play it back off the back of the cage to himself. Now Powers up the right wing side, chased by Bazal. Puck got caught up in somebody's equipment. Bussell skates into it. He gets the red line, saucers it in. Powers to McDonald. Long lead pass tipped in by Delino, heads off for a change. Here comes Brian Parsons. 3 Wolves there to meet him. Gave it to the outside to James, cutting to the net. Centering feed, stopped by Lenz. He had Hakala right in front. Hakala turns back into the offensive zone. To the net, and a blocker save made by Lenz. Newman skates into it. Outlet feed, Ouellette taps it on for Ryder. Ryder's shot kicked out, rebound cleared away by Favaro. Newman at the point. Steps around Lockney. Newman walks into the slot, and Cooper forced to make a save. Prowlers knock it over to the corner. Lockney looked like he took a shoulder up high, or maybe a stick. Either way, he's heading to the bench holding his face. Meanwhile, loose puck grabbed by Anderson. Couldn't get a shot away. Price to the net, and Lenz stretched out the right pad to make the save. Now Filipov after it, along with Johnson, who wins the race. Brockway skates ahead. Steps around Klink. Here comes Brockway into the offensive zone. This gets it deep. Filipov able to bounce it out. Klink trying to get ahead of Tecumseh. Tecumseh ties him up and takes the puck. Michigan took it back. Michigan for Chernyuk, trying to find it. Klink rips it from a sharp angle and couldn't find Michigan on the back door. Floated through, hit Price. Now Klink with a steal. Klink trying to get a shot away, couldn't. Michigan taken down, and a penalty coming up against the Prowlers. Tripping the signal, and the Wolves power play that just struck will get another opportunity as Bobby Price heads to the box. All kinds of action over these last couple minutes. There's the hit on Lockney. We'll take a timeout and come back with a Wolves power play here in Watertown.
Hi, what can I get for you?
I'd like some McMorrin fries, please.
All right, that's going to be $4. Okay.
She shoots, she scores with the new Prowlers debit card.
Don't you have somewhere to be? The game's on.
Get your Prowlers debit card only at Flagship Community Federal Credit Union, located on Lapeer Road in Port Huron. Flagship Federal Credit Union is federally insured by the NCUA.
Back here in Watertown, take another look at the penalty as Bobby Price dove for the puck as FM Michigan was trying to go behind the net. He gets called for the trip, and the Wolves, who just got a power play goal from Michigan, will go to their 5th man advantage of the night. There's Chernyuk off the clink, one-timer, and snagged by Cooper. Stephen Klink will let it go from anywhere. They line back up for the faceoff. Puck drops. Chernyuk at the blue line. Gave it off to Michigan. Fed it down low. Benčić up to Chernyuk. Steps in over to Klink. The one-timer kick saving a beauty from Reed Cooper. Brockway able to clear it down. Filipov walks his own blue line. Heads north. Gets to the Prowlers end. Michigan back to Filipov. Tried to pitchfork it in front. DeCumbus took it away, and James clears it down. Prowlers get some more fresh killers on the ice as Benčić wheels up. Benčić all by himself, surrounded by white sweaters. Trying to get back to the puck, swung it around the boards. Chernyuk. Michigan. Down to Benčić. Taken down by Johnson. Michigan walks in. Trying to make a pass back down low. Benčić threw it on from below the goal line. And Alex Johnson able to clear it down the ice. He has some more words from Benčić as he heads off. 40 seconds left on the Watertown power play. Ryder chased by Morik. Up to Klink. Hakala heads over towards Stephen Klink, who dumps it in deep. Comes all the way through to Morik, and he gets it all the way back down again. Hustling up is Ryder, right wing side, in with speed. Ryder to the net, and a good play by Brian Parsons to take it off his stick. Graham shovels it out, and the final 9 seconds ticking off of Bobby Price's penalty. Corrigan starts up as Price steps out of the box. Ryder off the far corner boards. Johnson gets there first. Got it out. Price for James. Sends it in deep. Price after it. It'll be to Ouellette there. Around to Graham. Let it go through. Corrigan the only one there for Watertown. Ouellette chased by Price. Off the near side boards. Brockway waiting for it. He'll go back the other direction. Past the midway point of period 3. All tied up at 2 apiece. Here comes Klink with a shot off of Favaro's stick. And it rides up out of play. We'll take a timeout. 9:31 left to go in regulation. All knotted up here in Watertown.
Discover everything banking should be with Advia Credit Union, like earning real financial advantages. You can earn up to $1,000 with your new account. Plus, save an average of nearly $4,000 in interest when refinancing. Get started with a low-rate credit card balance transfer. Enjoy easy access to your money anytime, anywhere. Make the switch today at adviacu.org/real people. Advia Credit Union. Real advantages for real people.
Back here in Watertown, tied up at 2 apiece between the Prowlers and the Wolves. Port Huron just got finished with an important penalty kill. That keeps this game tied up. They'll face a defensive zone face-off. They have Matt Graham's line out there against the top line for the Wolves, as Graham will draw against Michigan. Cherniak got it over to Eklund. Entering feed by Michigan, popped up in the air. Cherniak, a blast, and that just missed wide as he just fired the loose puck. Comes out to Filipov. Eklund. Back down low. Johnson tied up with Klink. Graham comes in to take the puck, and he starts up ice. Graham got through Michigan. Tried to get it deep, couldn't do it. Eklund up towards Filipov. Favaro bounces it right back out of his zone. Cherniak head up. And Filipov taps it back to Eklund. The Prowlers finish up changes. This one will go all the way down for an icing against the Watertown Wolves. The Prowlers will get an offensive zone face-off here. The Prowlers are on the ice. So grab a glass of Proper 12 Irish whiskey. Proper 12, the official shot of the Port Huron Prowlers. Please drink responsibly. Face-off will be between Anderson and Newman, tied up right on the dot. Price quickly puts it on net, but it hit a skate and went wide. Brockway stopped up Cherniak. Oregon looking to move ahead. Loose puck, bouncing around, and McDonald able to get it deep. Cooper swings it back where it came from. Price starts up ice. Had his pocket picked by Ryder. Ryder trying to get to the net. Muscled off by Oregon. Benchich tried to swing it out in front. Only Price was there, and he tosses it out all the way down. Powers hustling after it. Powers starts to turn back up ice. Prowlers finishing up changes as Powers gains their blue line. Roger Powers still on that puck before he's muscled off by Parsons. Tapped out. Here comes Bazal, but the puck just too far in front of him. Favaro makes a move. He's in. Favaro had it poked away by McDonald. Powers ran into Favaro. McDonald and Bazal tied up. Michigan, long lead pass cut off by Gellerman. Filipov and Gellerman battling. Filipov goes down. Michigan with a nice spin move. Got it over to Klink. Fanned on the shot as Bazal came back. Now here's Klink with a lane to the net. Makes a couple of moves. Couldn't get it to go as Cooper stood his ground. Comes all the way back down. Lenz with a quick up to Klink. Michigan has Filipov going to net. Gave it to Klink. Sent it through and missed wide. Now Graham has a man breaking. It's Hakala. Couldn't get the pass up to him. Lockney wraps it all the way around. Graham gets there first. Graham out to Hakala, trying to settle it down on the backhand. And the puck ends up over the glass, out of play. Both teams getting their opportunities, kind of wide open right now at times, and that's certainly a style that favors the Wolves a little bit more than the Prowlers. Although here's a line that can take advantage of wide open play. That one of Anderson, DeCumbus, and Price for Port Huron. One back by DeCumbus. Anderson couldn't get everything he wanted on that shot. Ryder up towards Henning, jumping into the play. Johnson takes over. Newman plays it between his legs. Johnson skates back in. All the Wolves back. And it's sent around this way. Price looking to push it out. Instead, it's Ouellette who takes over. Benchich knocks it down, puts the puck in deep. Both teams with players streaming off the benches as Tim Organ starts up ice. Played off the far boards. and icing called against the Prowlers. 5:55 left to go in regulation, still tied up at 2 goals apiece. Draw between Michigan and Bucell. And Bucell won it over to the boards. Parsons trying to keep it away from Filipov. Michigan takes over. Chernyuk fed it down low to Filipov. Gellerman able to get it out of the zone. Eklund starts up, left wing side, pitchforks it deep. Cooper trying to settle it down for Favaro. Ahead to Hakela, working on Eklund. Hakela slows up. Shot saved by Lenz. Rebound was right there in the blue paint for a moment before it's cleared away by Chernyuk. Favaro comes back to take the puck away from Klink. Parsons around to Favaro. Ahead to Graham, but that was taken away. One-timer, Michigan off the back glass. Parsons sends it up the near side boards. Powers gets it back deep. Klink couldn't center. And now it's Favaro. James from the red line sends it around. Graham comes together with Powers. Hakela couldn't make a play on the puck as Powers and Graham are still battling away from the puck. Penalty coming up here against Roger Powers as he knocked Matt Graham's helmet off, and we'll get a cross-checking penalty that sends the Prowlers to a man advantage with 4:36 left to go. Ben Brockway having a chat with Roger Powers, and we'll have this power play for you on the other side here on the PHP Network.
Discover 1195 Gastropub in Marysville. Burgers, pizzas, apps, and pub favorites like filet mignon and grilled salmon. Open Monday to Friday, 4 to 9 p.m., weekends 12 to 9 p.m. Join us for happy hour, Monday to Thursday. Enjoy half-off bottles of wine every Wednesday, and don't miss Thirsty Thursday with $4 draft beers. Great food, cold drinks, good times. That's 1195 Gastro Pub.
It's time to wake up on the sunrise side of Michigan. Wake up to beautiful beaches. Wake up to vibrant urban landscapes. Wake up to unique eats. Wake up to charming coastal towns. Wake up to cozy entertainment. Wake up to Michigan's Thumb Coast. Plan your perfect wake-up call using bluewater.org.
We invite you to tune into our next broadcast. That will be Friday, February the 13th, when the Prowlers host the Binghamton Black Bears on Star Wars night. Puck drop is scheduled for 7:05 p.m. and the pregame show starts at 6:50. It's all right here on the PHP Network. That, of course, is a game that you will want to be at if you can make it to McMorran Place. Special Star Wars jerseys and all other kinds of themes going on. Should be a lot of fun. See if the Prowlers can get their power play to strike for a third time. 2 for 5 so far in this game. This is man advantage number 6 as Roger Powers sits for cross-checking. Wolves get a big face-off win to start off, but they can't clear. Favaro walks in and shoots, and it's knocked down on the way through. Bazal taken in by McDonald. Kicked around, Bucell to Price, who gloves it down. Up to the line, Favaro. Back to Price, tried to turn towards the net, but the puck went off his stick. Bucell back towards Price. Around this way, and it comes all the way to Anderson at the point. Favaro looking towards the net, got it to Price. A rip, stopped by Lenz, and he will hold on to it for a whistle and a face-off. Prowlers trying to complete the sweep this weekend. Wolves trying to get out of a 5-game losing skid. All tied up, 4:01 left to go in regulation. And Port Huron's power play, again, is 2 for 5 already in this game. With its 6th opportunity right now, they switch units. Johnson lined up right at the top of the circle. Hakala couldn't poke it back to him, and Chernyuk can clear. Fed ahead to Hakala. Now Graham into the offensive zone. Slows up. Graham walking the goal line. Up high Johnson. Over to Oregon, who has a power play goal in this game already. Lockney cycled it down low. Hakala tried to return to Lockney. Chernyuk got down to block that. 48 seconds left on this Port Huron man advantage. They'll keep this unit out there. Oregon for Graham. He got tripped up by the red line. Wolves clear back down to the Prowlers' end. Oregon ahead to Bazal, fresh off the bench. Sends Anderson in with speed. Took the shot, but just missed wide. Another attempt from a sharp angle, handled by Lenz. 22 seconds to go in this Prowlers power play. Under 3 left in regulation. They separate Anderson and McDonald here ahead of this face-off to Matt Lenz's right. Lenz has made 23 saves so far in this game. Off the face-off, comes to the line. Favaro tried to bounce it back down deep. Filipov able to clear. Favaro gets in, ran to his own man Bucell, who took the puck. Favaro now down the boards towards Anderson. Trying to keep the cycle going. Bucell hustles up to it. It's bounced out. Powers is out of the box. Back to 5-on-5. Anderson ran into Powers, who he wasn't expecting to be there, as he was right in front of the penalty boxes. Referee took a stumble as Parsons sent it ahead to James. Working in. James to Bazal. Popped up in the air. It bats around. And Mishkin settles it along the boards. Outlet feed for Klink. Benčić skates into the loose puck. 1-on-2. Benčić outside shot missed wide. Bazal. Gave it over to Parsons. Hard off the glass and out. Knocked down by Chernyuk. Gellerman wouldn't play it as he wasn't sure if Bazal was off the ice. And if he did play it, there was a potential risk for too many men on the ice penalty. Gellerman hustling after the puck. He'll get there first. Here's Gellerman throwing on the brakes, waiting for help. Got to the Lockney, a shot, save, rebound. That's just wide. As it went off of Graham, sent back on net, and that may have hit the side of the net, if not the post, from Alex Johnson through traffic. Chernyuk around to Eklund. Able to toss it out to Mishkin. They get to Corrigan all by himself, but he couldn't bring in the puck. And up comes Lockney with Graham, 4-on-2. Hakala, Johnson with a shot missed wide. And now here come the Wolves. Ryder, Prowlers getting back in numbers as Ryder dumps it in deep. Johnson right back where it came from. Powers at the line, floats it down low. Henning dumped it back in. Ryder taking bumps from Oregon. Hakala pulls it out. Now it's Graham. Couldn't pitchfork it out. Mishkin muscled off by Oregon behind the net. Hakala gets to it. 33 seconds to go in a tie game. This one will go all the way down and become an icing. 27 seconds left to go in regulation. And a huge face-off coming down in Port Huron's end. A tired group of Prowlers out there, still out there because of the icing after a long shift. And a chance for Watertown's top guns. Mishkin and Graham will take the face-off. Graham won it back to Johnson. He's able to get it just out of the zone. Lockney hustling after it. Powers with a poke. Lockney around Powers. Spins back with 15. Cycle to Bucell. Ucell cycled again. Anderson gets to it with 8. Mishkin on it. Price trying to cause some trouble. Filipov able to lift it out. We will get overtime here in Watertown. A 2-all hockey game. We'll get some bonus time. And no fluke bloopy goal from the neutral zone in the final minutes of regulation tonight. So each team earns a point, and they will battle for another one when we come back here on the PHP Network.
Welcome to the new era of Prowlers hockey. New owner, new store, new horn, fire, projectors on the ice. Yeah, this isn't your dad's McMorrin experience. This is Prowlers hockey. Get your tickets for the show now at phprowlers.com/tickets.
Keep up with your Prowlers all season long on social media. Follow us on Facebook at the Port Huron Prowlers, Instagram at PH Prowlers, and Twitter at PH Prowlers. And you can find more information on our website, phprowlers.com.
Prowlers heading to overtime for the 3rd time this season, as they are tied up with the Watertown Wolves at 2 apiece. They are 2-0 in games that have ended in overtime. Wolves 1-2 in games that have ended in OT. The Wolves have been to a few shootouts this season. Prowlers have not been to any shootouts. Wolves are also 1-2 in games that have ended in shootouts. Both of Port Huron's OT wins came against the Indiana Sentinels in back-to-back games on New Year's Eve and January 2nd. Matt Graham and Nick Favaro scored the OT goals in those games. Graham, Lockney, and Johnson are out there to begin the extra session for the Prowlers. Mishkin, Filipov, and Chernyuk for the Wolves. Graham wins the faceoff back, and OT is underway. Alex Johnson bounces ahead to Graham into the offensive zone. Graham working on Chernyuk. Graham forced out of the zone, and he'll try and reset. This is Love After Hours overtime. Prowlers After Hours here on the PHP Network. Price fresh off the bench, wheels ahead. Price with speed. Price gets in. Off the crossbar and up out of play. Oh, Price turned the corner, turned on the Jets. He got to the net. He beat Lenz. Just hit the iron. Port Huron sending back out the first 3 that began OT. Wolves countering with Newman, Klink, and Benčić, 3 forwards out there for Watertown. Here comes Benčić with Newman, 2-on-1. Benčić, Newman, save Cooper, sits in the blue paint, and Cooper with his glove off his hand, able to cover up with his bare hand. Oh, both teams with a grade A chance in overtime so far. And watch Cooper lose his glove, and he picks up the puck with his bare left hand. Price, Anderson, Favaro back out there for the Prowlers. And Favaro will take control. Same 3 out for Watertown as Favaro gains the blue line, chips it in deep. Favaro working on Benčić, who's trying to take the puck from him. Now Favaro with a chance in the slot. Favaro stopped by Lenz. Anderson has the rebound out to Price, and the pass just exploded off his stick. Price back in the neutral zone. Anderson gave it back to him. Well, to get back after it. Wolves sneaking off a couple of changes. Here comes Blake Anderson with speed. Anderson dangles to the net, knocked down. Len's able to sweep it away, and back come the Wolves. 3-on-2 for Watertown. Chernyuk drops it off Filipov. Mishkin makes a move. Filipov all the way around the net. Back up high, Mishkin. One-timer stopped by Cooper off the stick of Chernyuk. Filipov for Mishkin. Fans getting antsy as Mishkin gives it to Chernyuk. Straight away, Mishkin to the net, poked off his stick neatly by Jamie Bucell, and up comes Johnson. Delayed penalty coming up against the Wolves. We approach the halfway point of overtime, and the Prowlers may be getting a power play in just a moment. They are in no hurry, as Reed Cooper is hanging out on the bench with the extra attacker out there in the delayed penalty situation. Price slows up. Back to Oregon straight away. Anderson. Oregon again. Lockney's right in front. Price steps in. He shoots off the post. No, he scores! Bobby Price wins it in overtime for the Prowlers. They will look at it, though. It sounded like it hit both posts. Referees are going over to check at the scorer's table, but the call on the ice is a good goal. See if we can get a good look from Aiden Vision here. Very tough to tell from the angles that we have available on the PHP network. Of course, with this being in Watertown, they should have an overhead view by FPHL rules and regulations. But if this does stand up, it will be Bobby Price's second of the game and the OT winner. Very tough to see the puck there. Unfortunately, streaming at a lower resolution than usual, but the Prowlers seem to think it was a goal right away. A little bit of a delayed point from the referee. They continue to look the most important review of the game. I thought it hit both posts and went out, but obviously I don't have the best view of it. The best vantage point would be from the goal line. Both teams are still on their benches. The review continues. Prowlers bench wants to know if it's a goal. It's not. I can't tell, guys. I don't have the overhead camera. I don't have the overhead. Hi, guys. Hi, Aiden. Yeah, they're all asking me. We're not at home, guys. I don't have the good camera angles here. Trying to look over the shoulders of the referees. The 1,000-yard stare from Luke James. As intently as you saw Luke James looking at the camera, that's about as intently as they're looking at this potential goal. It's a very long review. I don't remember how long the one was in the first period for the penalty to Chase Dabari. That one ended up being an extremely long review, inconclusive, and they went with the call on the ice. If that is the same call here, then it would be a Prowlers win, because the call on the ice is a good goal. And now we have our decision. It is a good goal. The price is right, and the Prowlers will go home with 5 of a possible 6 points. The fans here in Watertown are letting the referee think of that. So Bobby Price with his 2nd of the game. The overtime winner, and the Prowlers escape with the extra point tonight. And the Prowlers have won 4 straight. Wolves have now dropped 6 in a row. So Prowlers will, again, get on the bus and head home after a pretty successful road trip. They will be off next weekend, but they'll be back the following weekend. We'll have it here on the PHP Network, but you'll want to be in the arena for Star Wars night, 7:05 p.m. puck drop, 6:50 pregame. All that coming here on the PHP Network, but again, you'll want to be in the arena for Star Wars night. Specialty jerseys, all kinds of other fun stuff will be going on that night at McMorran Place. So be sure to come out and check that one out as we get the prayer circle again here in Watertown. Blake Anderson always knows where the camera is. Prowlers celebrate a victory here tonight thanks to 2 goals from Bobby Price, including the OT winner. The Prowlers already did their prayer circle, but now they're going to join Ian McDonald at center ice for his own prayer circle. And why not? Sportsmanship, of course, every single game. And at the end of the day, of course, you know, it's 2 great teams battling on the ice, and it's always good to see these prayer circles at the end of hard-fought games. We do want you to stick around here for the post-game show on the PHP Network. We will have Brady Beaton back in our PHP Network studios with highlights and analysis from this one. We'll also take a look at the final game stats presented by Gunther Graphics, out-of-town scoreboard presented by Love After Hours, and we will hopefully get locker room reaction. I will do my best to ask to make sure that we do not get our internet cut tonight like we did last night. I'm going to, as soon as I get off, I'm going to go talk to the production team here in Watertown to make sure that they keep my internet on just long enough for us to get you that locker room reaction from our Gunther Graphics player of the game and Prowlers Associate Head Coach Chris Paulin. But when we come back, it's Brady Beaton's show here on the PHP Network.
Are you sick of asking somebody else to live your own life? I'm Josh with the Franchise Guys. If you're ready to quit your job or build your empire, I'll help you trim down my 800 franchise brand partnerships down to a few that fit you, fit your goals, and fit your budget. With options from senior care to airplane detailing, there's an opportunity for you. Owning a franchise can have up to a 90% success rate. That's better than job security. With the systems and support of a franchise, you won't be making all those costly mistakes as you would if you started your own business from scratch. And with options as low as $6,000 to get your own job-replacing business, there's no better option for you than to book a free call with me and my team. Visit GoFranchiseGuys.com. Stop dreaming about a better life and go live it.
This isn't working. LJ, pass me those flyers. No look behind the back pass. It's a whole play. LJ, come on. Gap up. Close the gap. Close the gap. What are we saying? This isn't working. We need a shift change. Let's bring in the professionals.
I don't know about this one, fellas.
Boys, we don't overcome adversity by backing down. But yeah, I don't know about this one.
That's reassuring.
We're so screwed.
All right, boys. Here's a game plan. LJ, you start with bananas.
Wait, why do I have to do the bananas?
Because you're the softest on the team.
I don't want the bananas.
This thing is gonna melt. We gotta hurry up.
I won't do it.
Okay, both of you. I will do the bananas and the whipped cream. Fets, please continue.
Who's paying for this anyway?
I am. I just bought my tickets for the Prowlers game this weekend, and the Milk House gave me 25% off my order.
Fets, why'd you buy the tickets? You're literally on the team.
For the discount.
So are you all ready to give it a try?
Oh, we're ready.
It's true. Get 25% off your entire order at the Milk House, October through April. Simply show your ticket stubs at checkout and enjoy your discounted treat.
Hey guys, what's going on?
Hi guys, we just stopped at Industrial Park Marathon to get some fuel and some snacks before the Prowlers game at McMorran.
Nice. Yeah, we just stopped by here at Industrial Park Marathon so I can get a Slurpee before the game.
Wait till after the game. If the Prowlers score 3 or more goals, Slurpees will be free.
Thanks for the info. I'm going to get my Slurpee after, but we'll see you at the Prowlers game.
See you at the game. Go Prowlers!
On the PHP Network, a joyous occasion. The Prowlers, excuse me, a lot of rocker stuff around here. It's on my mind. The Prowlers get the win in overtime. I should see the logo beneath me in this beautiful studio. Prowlers get the win in overtime, 3-2, thanks to Bobby Price's game-winning goal. Let's take a look at how we got here with the highlights. Back to a first period where, again, the action was fast early, didn't necessarily result in goals. Again, you know, the Prowlers play physical. They play with an edge. Here is a little bit of a spark plug. Brian Parsons maybe doesn't start the fight, but he sure as heck gets in there and finishes a scrum early on. And there you see Brian Parsons. He drops the glove. There's actually a spearing match penalty in this for Chase DeBari that ended his night there. But Brian Parsons, I talked about it in the second intermission. He's always willing to drop the gloves. Again, one of the veterans in the locker room. He's been wearing that Prowler sweater for a while, and well, this is a reason why they keep him around. And a little bit of swagger as he goes to the penalty box. Parse with a little, wanted to hear it from the Wolves fans. Watertown nearly got on the board first, and it would turn out to be, well, a big miss as it hits off the inside of the near post. Cooper's able to keep it out of the net. And then, near the end of the first period, a big hit from Blake Anderson. And right after that, results in a tripping minor. It's right on the back of this shot. You'll see a better angle of it as, well, Blake, a little bit of a wry smile because he knows he draws the penalty. And that's right in front of an official. And yeah, you see Blake look up and he's almost laughing because he knows he draws the penalty. 2 seconds left to go in the first period. And he gets a clapper, or at least a half clapper, and it's saved 0-0 after 1 period of play. We go to period number 2, and the Prowlers get on the board in close and beats the netminder, first goal of the game. Watertown, a chance to answer not too later. Klink, the leading scorer for Watertown, and he didn't get all of the penalty shot. Easy save with the left pad there. However, an odd man rush just moments later, and, well, he gets his revenge. Yeah, one of the better scorers in all of the Empire. You give him a chance like that, you're playing with fire, and the Prowlers got burned. Nice backhand pass to set up Klink for the equalizer. Tied it at 1. Prowlers would come back on top. Timothy Oregon from just inside the blue line. Little wrister past the netminder makes it 2-1. Again, Oregon had a little bit of a lane, some traffic out in front, and it finds the back of the net. 2-1. Port Huron on top. And now we go to overtime, tied at 2. Slap shot saved. Again, there are a couple chances for both sides. As the Wolves, they were circling the wagons during overtime. On the near side, in close. Nice job from Bucell on the back check, keeping that one alive. And then, well, They called it a goal, and I'll be honest, I looked at every angle we had, which was the Watertown feed and Aiden Vision. I even pulled up the Watertown broadcast to take a look, and folks, I'll be honest. I mean, we have two okay looks at it. There's just too much traffic for Aiden Vision here to know if it went in or not. And the Wolves broadcast had a look from directly behind the net, and from the angle, if I'm being honest with you, it was just too hard to tell. They called it a good goal on the ice, and well, that would do it. That would win the game for Port Huron. Bobby Price, the price was right here on a Saturday night as the Prowlers win. But again, if I'm being completely objective, I think if they would have called it no goal during the play and they went back and looked at it, I don't think they would have been able to overturn it and say it was a goal. And that's exactly what they were saying on the Watertown broadcast as well, is it was just so quick and you couldn't tell definitively. So it goes with the play on the ice stands, and of course, that means the Prowlers get a win, a 3-2 win in overtime. They come back to Port Huron with a pair of wins for a week off and 5 out of a possible 6 points. And the Prowlers, well, they're playing some pretty darn good hockey, especially when you go on the road. You don't have your captain, Austin Federle. You don't have one of your go-to guys in Reggie Millette, and you still find a way to get 5 points. That is a gritty performance, and that really is what Prowlers hockey is about, being able to go and be a team effort. I mean, Chris Paulin has told me many times in the post-game interviews, he'll reiterate it again, and you hear it echoed throughout the locker room, that this team is not built on relying on one guy. And that's kind of what you saw in Watertown. Hey, that top line's deadly, but it might fall off pretty quickly. Port Huron, kind of by committee. The old cliche, the total is greater than the sum of their parts, and that's why Port Huron able to get 2 wins this week. And they weren't the prettiest. Hey, if you're efficient, you might throw them back, but you still get them all the same. They don't ask how, they ask how many, and it's 2 wins and 5 points for the Port Huron Prowlers. We'll take a break, come back with more here on the Post-Game Show. Don't go anywhere, celebrating the 3-2 Prowler win right here on the PHP Network.
Hockey is like a business. One missed pass can derail the perfect plan. Have Taft Consulting help you get your whole team on the same page. They have the expertise to help you follow through on all your goals. Find out how they can help you today by emailing taftconsulting@outlook.com.
What's more authentic than a Hungry Howie's Detroit-style pizza? Nothing. We're not playing around with the pizza of our birthplace. Thick crust, cheese to the edge, sauce on the top. Where it belongs. We've seen a lot of fakes out there. Not here. This is authentic Detroit-style pizza. Order yours now online for $12.99. We sauce the top and rep for the 313 everywhere. We do bold. Hungry Howie's.
SMR Automotive Systems is part of the Motherson Group and a proud community sponsor of the Port Huron Prowlers. We are one of the largest manufacturers of rearview mirrors for passenger vehicles in the world, with local plants in Port Huron and Marysville. We strive to support our local communities and have positions available for various abilities and experience. Find out more about who we are at smr-automotive.com.
Hello, I'm home.
There he is. What is happening? Relax. We won. They brought back the snack wrap. Spicy or ranch? Spicy. Yeah, go. Yeah. Just one little bite. Can you stop? Oh, sorry.
Gather your crew. Snack wrap is back.
Back here on the PHP Network, Port Huron gets the 3-2 win over Watertown on the road in overtime. Bobby Price with the game winner. Once again, I want to reiterate how great the watch party was at Wings, etc. right off of Main Street on the Black River in Port Huron. Had the jersey giveaway. Mike and Sally Young win the jersey. Listen, they're at everything. It's one of those where, yeah, if someone's going to win it, it makes sense. As our own Amanda Anderson pulls the winner. And again, look at that watch party. Great crowd. Even when the Prowlers aren't at home, everyone in a little bit of red, black, yellow. And there you go with the winning jersey giveaway. Again, thank you to everyone who went out. And thank you to everybody who helped patronize Wings, etc. Again, Will tell you he'll be back there for the coaches show this week. And Will, I know you called me out on my list. We might have to have a discussion about that because my opinion is right, Will, and we can have that talk. But it's much more fun to do it after a win. And also, hey, we have the weekend off. We don't have as much to talk about. So we'll take one final break. When we come back, Will was able to catch up with our Gunther Graphics player of the game and associate head coach Chris Paulin. We'll have all that more when we return on the Port Huron Prowlers postgame show.
Welcome to the new era of Prowlers hockey. New owner, new store, new horn, fire, projectors on the ice. Yeah, this isn't your dad's McMorrin experience. This is Prowlers hockey. Get your tickets for the show now at phprowlers.com/tickets.
Keep up with your Prowlers all season long on social media. Follow us on Facebook at the Port Huron Prowlers, Instagram at PH Prowlers, and Twitter at PH Prowlers. And you can find more information on our website, phprowlers.com.
Here on Prowlers Hockey, it's presented by Crocker Tail American Hockey. Mitchell Shot, Port Huron Prowlers. Will Wiggleman back one final time here at Watertown Municipal Ice Arena. Prowlers defeated the Watertown Wolves by a final score of 3-2 in overtime. Let's take a look around the FPHL one last time with our Love After Hours out of town scoreboard here. And we start with a final in Binghamton. Black Bears have lost back-to-back games at home. And tonight, it was the Twin City Thunderbirds who beat them in a barn burner, 7-5. Chris Mott with 2 goals and an assist. Jacob Schnapp had a pair of goals as well. CJ Stubbs had 2 goals and 2 assists for the home side in a losing effort for the Black Bears, and 7-5 for the Twin City Thunderbirds. Of course, the Black Bears, the Prowlers' next opponent, but not for another couple of weeks. The final in Columbus, the Dragons beat the Biloxi Breakers 5-1. You got 3-point nights from Tyler Barrow and Cody Wickline. Wickline 2 goals and an assist. Barrow 1 goal and 2 assists in that effort. So the Dragons dominate and pick up a big 3 points. Big 3 points for the Blue Ridge Bobcats as they complete the weekend sweep of the Danbury Hat Tricks with a 4-2 win behind Dustin Jesso's hat trick, as those two teams came into the weekend separated by just a few points for the final playoff spot in the Empire Division. But the Bobcats win both in Blue Ridge and take firm control of the 4 spot in the Empire, and again, that final playoff spot on the Empire Division side of things. We also, of course, had a postponed game tonight. The PD Ice Cats and the Athens Rock Lobsters were scheduled to play in Athens, and they did not get that game off because of inclement weather. So we do want to give our best to everyone down there in Athens, and hopefully all of them are staying safe with that inclement weather going on again down there in Georgia. One more score to tell you about, and it's another one that the Prowlers can be happy about, as the Indiana Sentinels swept the Topeka Scarecrows in Topeka this weekend. Ashton Collazo had 3 assists tonight. Bodan Zinchenko, a pair of goals. 5-3, the Sentinels won, and Indiana does Port Huron a huge favor as the Prowlers now take a more commanding lead over the Topeka Scarecrows for the second spot in the Empire Division, and that would mean home ice advantage in round 1 in the 2 versus 3 matchup on the Empire Division side of the bracket. Of course, here 3-2, the Prowlers win it in overtime. Out-of-town scoreboard presented by Love After Hours Boutique and Boudoir. Use code Prowlers for 15% off at Love After Hours. Now, I know what you're all waiting for. You want to hear from our Gunther Graphics Player of the Game and Prowler Associate Head Coach Chris Paul. And let's start with Bobby Price, who was the Gunther Graphics Player of the Game. With tonight's Gunther Graphics Player of the Game, Bobby Price, couple of goals for you. You get the overtime winner, but you had a great chance early on in overtime, too.
Yeah, that was just kind of flying through the zone. It hit off the crossbar. I was hoping it stayed in because then we could have had possession, but luckily it went out.
And then you come back and you get the overtime winner. You seem to be one of the few people in the building that knew that one went in.
Yeah, not a lot that I missed the net, so I know when it goes in, so that's kind of it.
Your power play looked pretty good tonight, had a couple of goals. What have you guys been working on this week that's been able to help the power play?
Well, I can't let you know all our secrets, Wiggs, but we did change a couple of things up, and it seemed to be working with the routes that we were making, and it seemed just a little more natural, so it was working.
You got a week off coming up. Rest and relax and regroup, and then you got the Binghamton Black Bears coming to your building in a couple of weeks. What kind of challenge is that going to be?
It's going to be a big challenge. It's kind of what we're looking for in the playoffs as well, so we're just kind of ready to get into them and see how it goes.
It's your Gunther Graphics Player of the Game. Gunther Graphics, your go-to guy for logos, websites, and branding. Thanks, Bobby.
Thank you, Will.
And that was Bobby Price, your Gunther Graphics Player of the Game. He scored twice, including the overtime winner. And he now has a team-high 17 goals this season. He has points in 10 of his last 11 games. 8 of those outings have been multi-point outings. Bobby Price, the hottest stick in Port Huron right now. We also heard from Prowlers Associate Head Coach Chris Paulin on our Schultz Roofing Coaches Interview. I'm with Prowlers Associate Head Coach Chris Paulin on the Schultz Roofing Coaches Interview following the 3-2 overtime win over the Watertown Wolves. Coach, were you one of the few people in the building that knew that puck went in?
It looked like it went in. I was kind of scared at how long the review was taking, but definitely looked like it went in. It was a heck of a shot by Bobby.
Yeah, you guys were all looking at me like I knew it went in.
Well, I figured you were up there pretty high. I thought you might have had the view on it, but no, it was good. Obviously good to get a big win. Kind of a crazy game, but the guys stuck to it, and we got some really spectacular goaltending, especially in that third period there.
What was working for you guys on the power play? You got a couple of goals there.
Yeah, we changed a couple of things from yesterday. Just not huge changes, just a couple little tweaks, and wanted to take advantage of a couple of the teams that they were giving us. I thought the guys made some really good plays, even plays we didn't score on. I thought we had some really good looks at the net and a lot to build off of.
Reed Cooper stopped that penalty shot early on in the game. What did you see from a goaltender's perspective?
Well, first I saw that Brian Parsons worked his rear end off to get back, and it was definitely a penalty. I didn't know if it was going to be a penalty shot or not, but I think just him not quitting on that play and giving max effort. That's someone as a veteran, he fought twice tonight. We talked to him about giving everything he's got. He did that on that play, and I think we kind of got rewarded. As far as the goaltending, I thought Coop played it absolutely spectacularly. I think he kind of panicked a little bit. You ran him out of room, and Coop knows how to play penalty shots for sure.
You guys have a week off before you have to prepare for the Binghamton Black Bears coming into your building in a couple of weeks. So what are you looking for from your team to build on in this off week?
Yeah, I mean, it's really not an off week at all. We obviously don't play a game, but what a huge opportunity for us. We got a lot of studying to do, a lot of work to do with the group. It's tough to win games, and these guys have been battling. Even tonight, this was a crazy weekend. Things didn't go our way much of the night. We made plenty of mistakes and then battled back and bounced back from them. But what what a gutty effort from this group, and the bench staying together. We were losing shifts there in the third period. I thought Watertown for maybe 5-10 minutes took over the game, and we stayed with it. The bench was electric. I thought everyone throughout the lineup had big contributions. And then to answer your question, we got a lot of work to do, and we're very excited for the challenge. We got 2 weeks to prepare for our next opponent, another division opponent. We'll be excited for them.
They're all division opponents this year, aren't they?
They sure are, Will.
That's your Schultz Roofing coach's interview. Thank you, Coach.
Yeah, I can't get anything by you tonight, Will.
And that was Prowlers Associate Head Coach Chris Paulin on our Schultz Roofing coach's interview. Well, that's going to do it for us here in Watertown. One last reminder to tune in to our next broadcast, which will be on Star Wars Night from McMorran Place, Friday, February the 13th, 7:05 p.m. puck drop and a 6:50 pregame show. That's all right here on the PHP Network, but if you can make it out, Star Wars Night will be a great one. So be sure to come out and get your opportunity at a Star Wars-themed jersey off the back of your favorite Prowler. Shout out to the entire crew back in our Port Huron studios, our PHP Network studios, led by Christian Jackson, Sean Detvey, and the entire crew. Aiden Bricker was here in Watertown helping me out as well for Brady Beaton and the entire crew. I'm Will Wiggleman saying good night from Watertown. We'll see you in a couple of weeks back at McMorran Place. Prowlers leave the Wolves' den with 5 points this weekend.
Thank you.